shit. Oh my gosh, that was so epic. I think that's it. There he is. You guys ready? Let's pull it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Hey! And JB's on there! 600! 600! Yes! Yay! 600 mile time. That would be just... So here we are, back with the real Supercharger. Okay, we are on the test track.
I'd recommend putting your head on the headrest.
Okay.
There he's ready. Nope.
Yep. Oh. Oh, there it goes. Oh. Oh, that never gets old either. We have the post-study production cars here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, oh yeah, you watch it.
Well, why is he gonna throw it?
I don't know, but we're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
He just used a sledgehammer. What?
Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
I'm Eric, otherwise known as Derek, here in Shanghai at Gigafactory 3. Ballapalooza.
It's like tricks.
3, 2, 1.
Will it wipe is the big question of the day.
Will it wipe?
Generic cornflakes.
Whoa! It's raining cornflakes! Oh. This is trippy. Look, there's nothing here.
Hello once again, I am David, this is Eric, and together we are Derek, and we are here once again for our almost weekly live stream where we get together to talk about what's the latest in Tesla news and other EVs, and then we'll go open it up to your questions and answers.
Welcome, everybody. Hope you had a couple of good weeks. Last week was like Father's Day, everything. We got busy and we wanted to keep that day open for you all. So we decided not to do a live stream last week, but we are here this week. And it has been a heck of a week. We can go on that a little bit kind of more in the live stream because we got to hang out with the Plaid for quite a while. Thanks to Jason here in Colorado who took delivery of his Plaid Model S. So I think kind of after we do some news, we'll kind of go open it up. And if you have any questions about Plaid or anything you want to know, definitely let us know. And if we don't know the answer, we will be able to find that out for you. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So first thing first on the news. If you haven't heard, today was actually the Pikes Peak hill climb And it is a big race up Pikes Peak in Colorado, and all kinds of cool cars come out. There's a couple different classes, but there were 3 Teslas this year in the exhibition class. 2 Model 3s, supposed to be 3 Model 3s, but Randy Popes and Unplugged Performance actually were able to pull through with a Plaid at the last minute. And they actually raced, and they got first in exhibition class. Wow, sorry, I'm trying to do like 3 things at once. And anyway, you can see their times here. I went ahead and tweeted all that out. But Randy in the Plaid Model S got 6 minutes and 57 seconds, which is pretty impressive. Now, this time is not to the top of the mountain. They actually only did the bottom 3/4 of it because the top quarter or so had to be shut down due to visibility, fog, and potential snow. So they weren't able to go completely to the top, but as you can see here, Randy at first, Joshua Allen in another Model 3, he got 8:16, and then Yoshihara got 11:41, which I think there were some definite issues going on with his Model 3 because he was doing really well in qualifiers. So I'm not entirely sure what was going on with that, but everyone was safe this year. We didn't have any issues, no accidents. So definitely glad to see everybody kind of going all out on the mountain. It was kind of fun to watch. I wish they would have like an in-car camera that was live streamed. That would make it a lot more fun. Maybe in the future, I don't know.
But it was nice though to see that Model S Plaid because that was like a last minute entry, right? Because they were talking about bringing out a Model 3 again this year, and then right after the Plaid event that Tesla held back on the 10th of June, like 2 days later, Unplugged Performance came out with their totally modified Model S Plaid that was like, they must have worked nonstop for like 2 days or 3 days to get that out on the tracks.
Oh yeah, definitely. And so literally like 2 days after they picked up that Plaid, or 3 days, they were at the Laguna Seca like hypercar invitational and toured up there. But it's amazing to see what Plaid can do, considering Randy had very little practice on that car. Very, very little, because it's a brand new car.
Yeah.
So great to see that. But again, everyone was safe. That's most important part. No issues this year. Okay. So next up, we're going to kind of flip the switch a little bit. There's been a lot of news reports going around about a Tesla recall of over 250,000 vehicles that were made in China, Model 3 and Model Y alike. And the whole recall thing's got me kind of upset about this.
It was interesting wording because I saw that headline today and then I read the article and it was weird because it says it's a recall, but really they said all that's required is a software update. So it seems like they could have just sent the software update out.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's called a recall.
Yeah, it says that Chinese regulators said on Saturday Tesla would recall, in quotes, nearly 300,000 China-made and imported Model 3 and Y cars for an online software update related to assist driving. Owners are not required to return their vehicles as it would be a remote online software recall. I don't understand how that's a recall. To me, that's a software update. Yeah. Because you don't see like Microsoft or Apple calling it Windows. A recall when it's really just kind of like either like a bug fix or like an update.
So it's interesting.
It seems a lot of fun.
And we don't know the details on what the safety feature was. But yeah, it just seemed odd that they called it a recall. And even if the government had ordered them to do that, it's just the recall wording seemed odd to us. But anyways, good news is it's being fixed by software update.
Yep.
So also in the news today, it looks like Elon did make some more announcements that they are teaming up, or actually it wasn't Elon, but there was some detective work. People found that in Norway, Tesla's been like applying to build some superchargers there, and one of the local governments there said that in order to get funding for or incentives to build superchargers there, they would be required to open those superchargers up to all EV manufacturers. And as we've seen in the past, Elon has mentioned that they were willing to do that. And we do know that they're going to be teaming up. We've seen other vehicles here in the United States.
TBD, coming soon.
But we've seen other cars that are not officially announced yet, but we've seen them with Tesla charge ports and other Tesla parts. So this was interesting to see. But in Europe, it might be a little easier because Tesla does use the CCS adapter on the Model 3, and when they bring the Model Y out there, it will have that as well. And the CCS is what they use throughout Europe that's the public charging standard. So it'd be easy for Tesla to open it up to allow them. I'm sure not everyone's looking forward to that, but it technically would be possible.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to see some other cars coming out. Hopefully July and August here in the States that might be using Tesla too. We've got little birdies.
So again, back in Europe again, the one good thing that might come of this, though, that as Elon has mentioned in the past, that if they did open up the Tesla network to other manufacturers, those manufacturers would be required to help support and expand the Supercharger network, and that's probably going to be like at a proportional basis. So if they're going to be selling 50,000 or 100,000 cars, they're going to have to sell, put that much money into it compared to what Tesla does, and so that could double, triple the number of Superchargers, perhaps.
Yeah, which, again, that's kind of our big thing is if someone wants to join the network, I don't really have a problem with it as long as they help support it and build it out to make it even bigger since they will be using a chunk of those chargers as well. Let's see here. Next up, so again, some more news, kind of. Panasonic, actually not too long ago, in their last physical year, sold their 1.4 million shares originally
of Tesla
stock. Originally cost them $30 million, and they sold it for, drumroll please, $3.6 billion. Now, a lot of people I've been reading online are scared that this is going to mean that the Panasonic and Tesla deals are off, but really all this means is they wanted to raise some money. They got their 1.4 million Tesla shares at $21.15 each, and that stake was originally worth $730 million at the end of March of 2020.
Yeah, it went up.
And then since then, the shares have gained almost sevenfold since.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is really anything to dig too deep in, besides maybe Panasonic needed some extra cash and they knew this was an easy way to raise it. Tesla does still have all those deals with Panasonic, and Panasonic is making money off Tesla right now. So I think that relationship is still 100% intact. It's just when a company needs money, they kind of liquidate the thing that's probably made them the most. And at this point, it's definitely Tesla. But I expect to see a lot of FUD articles about that coming up in the couple next days. We saw a couple last week, but I'm sure we'll see some more. So just kind of keep your ears out for those. And then next up, so there's been some utility rate updates and changes into the solar part of the app, which are pretty interesting.
Yeah, basically it's something that's not widespread yet. It seems like it's limited to certain parts of California who have certain utility companies covering those areas. And what's one big complaint that people have had with the time of use settings that are available in the Tesla app is if you have your solar and your Powerwall set up, you couldn't indicate how much your power actually cost. And so while they had a time of use setting, you could have cost savings or balanced, and then you had periods such as peak, off peak, or shoulder. There's no way to indicate that if peak costs 3 times as much. It just knew to try to prioritize peak and cover peak usage with your Powerwalls, and then solar sends as much solar back as possible during that time. Well, now Tesla has added the new utility rate plan, and for some reason I don't know why, but it's located under the performance settings. I would have thought it would have been under where you set cost savings or time balance. But anyways, it's located under performance, and there you can go in if you are in this area and you do have one of these utilities, and it's a new setting, so you might check the app if you do have Tesla Solar and Powerwalls, and go in there and you can choose your utility company, and it should have all that information. And basically they'll know the rates and everything, and that should allow your system to work that much more efficiently to prioritize when to send that power back to the grid. So again, this is rolling out. It's not, everybody doesn't have it yet, and again, it's only for those people in California, but this is something that would be nice. Hopefully in the future they'll be rolling out to the rest of the country or even other countries around the world, so that it will be able to better prioritize use rates.
Yeah, definitely. And I think this part right here, the solar value goes along with that, correct? We don't have that.
We don't have that. If you scroll down, it's also in one of the other images, I think, or it's kind of like a cropped image, but
it's this one.
And you can see the utility companies too in some of the other screenshots.
Yeah, definitely kind of interesting. Now, again, we don't actually have that in our app because
we're in Colorado, not California.
We're in Colorado, but a TMC member posted that, so shout out to them.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that Tesla's doing that, because now you can actually get a much more clear image of how it's actually
And
do
again,
it.
it just knows when to prioritize because if sometimes it goes back and forth whether it's powering, sending the solar straight into your house or sending it back to the grid. Now, if it knows that it's going to cost like 50 cents a kilowatt hour versus 40 or something, it can do a better job of saving you money.
Yeah.
Or making you money by sending it back to the grid.
Oh.
Speaking of which, we'll do a quick solar update basically for the entire month of June since we missed a couple weeks. But we had another great month. Our solar for the month, we generated over 3,008 kilowatt hours, but we only use 18 kilowatt hours. And for almost all but 2 or 3 days, we produced more solar than what we needed to use for energy in the house. And we only took for the entire month 558 kilowatt hours from the grid, and we've sent 1633 back to the grid. So almost 3 times as much back to the grid versus what we took. And so that helps us have 165% offset for the month. And we're now almost had our system for 3 years. It'll be 3 years next month, and we'll do a video on our 3-year anniversary. But we are at 98% offset. So of all the energy that we've used for the past almost 3 years, we've been able to cover 98% of that via solar, and that's with 3 to 4 Teslas in the garage, as well as all of our household usage. So it's amazing that our solar system has been able to cover that.
Yeah, I've been super happy with it. And originally we did just have a
16.5 kilowatt system when we first had it installed.
Yep. And then we actually added another system on top of that. But it's pretty awesome to see 98% offset thus far, which means we've been pulling very little from the grid. And I think maybe by mid-July?
Maybe by our 3-year anniversary, we might hit 100% offset. So cross our fingers that we get a sunny July. But it's nice that we've been able to generate so much. And this, since then too, since we first put in our first solar system, Tesla's prices have dropped like 30% on solar. So while we paid one price and we were happy at the time, it's gotten so much cheaper since then, and there are still those like federal tax credits that help you reduce the cost even more. So if you have any questions about solar, definitely hit us up and let us know, because we've been very pleased with our system, and we haven't had, for the past year, we haven't had any problems. We did have a couple issues beforehand due to our utility company and the transformer, but we had that utility upgrade back in November, I think, and we have not had really any problems with our solar system.
Yeah. Overall, 10 out of 10, would recommend. But that's basically it for the news. Pretty quick day.
There's been a lot of other news, but we're just trying to keep it short today so we can open up, because we know a lot of people have questions about the Plaid. And, and as we mentioned, we did a video last week with a Plaid that our local friend Jason brought by right after delivery. He basically picked it up, drove it straight over to our house, and we wanted to thank him again for that. We are still waiting. We have orders in still for the Model S Plaid and for a regular long-range Model S, but no ETA yet. We have an ETA of either, July for the Plaid, but there's no delivery date still on the long range. And we had a delivery date of June, and this is an order, we placed over 6 months ago, and we have seen that Tesla is delivering long range runs. It's the end of the second quarter. They're, trying to do that end of quarter push. They're pushing out a lot of new refreshed S's. Haven't gotten the call on ours yet. We think, though, that one of the reasons is because we haven't seen too many white ones on the parking lot out there in Fremont, and we did order white. And so that could be a holdup. We also know that they were holding off for a while on like 19-inch wheels and white interiors, but we have heard over the last few days that there have been deliveries with the 19-inch wheels and the white interiors. But we still have the white exterior, but we're hoping that we get a call one of these days. We are ready to take delivery. We've been ready for months to take delivery on that.
I'm ready now.
Yeah.
I'm checking the time, and it says we are ready. But real quick, I will say, we actually have both of our cars with the Tempest 19-inch wheels, and it does say Tempest wheel deliveries begin in August. So I'm actually going to use a phone a friend and call up my guy at Tesla and ask him to switch both of our orders to the Arachnid wheels. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the Arachnid wheels because the size...
Yeah, but I like them. They look great.
They look amazing. But the size, But to be honest, we're going to do aftermarket wheels anyway. So I don't really care about the wheels. And if that's going to hold up the car for another month or two, I don't really care. I'll take it.
Because typically when we buy a car, we take the stock wheels off and then sell them and get our own aftermarket.
Yeah.
And so again, we didn't really want to pay for those $4,500 Arachnids. They look nice, but we don't. If we're gonna just put on our own wheels, we don't really need to keep those, and so that's why we were just trying to get by with the 19-inch ones.
Yeah, but if that is what it will take to get our order in sooner, we will do it. And real quick, thank you, Pete, so much for the $5 super chat. Money Gun's looking pathetic today. Shake it up a little bit. Okay, let me get you.
There you go. That's
there we go.
This one's a dud.
Here, take this one.
This one's a dud.
Thank you so much for the $5,
check the other
Pete.
camera here for a second.
Oh yeah, I'll do the dog cam in just a second. But thanks so much for the $5, Pete. He said, "Great to have you guys back. Love the show. Have you ever connected a CAN bus via OBD?
We were talking about that earlier
to Plaid
today.
to see battery telemetry?
We were just talking about that.
We are figuring out how to do that and what the new Plaid actually uses because, yeah. So in short, yes, we have done it in some of our other cars, but as of right now, not Plaid yet."
Yeah, and we're researching that because, again, Tesla keeps changing the interface that you can do to connect to the car to get that information, and they've changed it multiple times over the years. So there's different cables you have to do because Tesla doesn't build the cables. You have to find either build it yourself or find a third party who can provide that cable. And since Plaid is so new, we don't know if any of the existing cables actually work. But we are researching that, and we are going to have that as soon as possible.
Definitely. On said, "Sup guys, loving the weather lately." Agreed. It's been really nice outside. We've been doing some housework, so we've kind of been outside a lot. I've been doing some videos earlier today.
Nice that it
kind of
cooled
messed up
off.
my finger, but we're good.
Nice that it cooled off here finally because we were having some hot days. I know that there's other places around the country that are getting record heat, but luckily we had a cool week last week, but another cool week ahead of us. So it's nice to, that actually helps our solar. So when it's cooler, the panels run a little better.
Definitely, and that's a great thing is we actually find it's more like temperature related than the amount of actual sun in the day because once the panels get too hot, the efficiency does drop a little bit.
Yeah, so basically the longest day of the year just happened last week at the first day of summer, and you would have thought maybe that would be the best production day, but our best production day was actually several weeks ago, back in early June, and we had some really good days in May as well, where we had the long hours, no clouds, and the cooler temperatures helped us. Our record still stands at 149 kilowatt hours in one day, and we're hoping to hit that 150 point. But unless we get some really cool days here at the beginning of July, probably not going to happen until next May.
Yeah. Pierre, thank you for the $5 super chat. Said having a dealership is more convenient. I'd rather sit at a dealership all day and have my car the same day. I'm tired of waiting for my long range 6 months now. Yeah,
Wow,
and I saw your other message saying I'm so over Tesla right now. Ordered long range S before the refresh early January. Had an estimated delivery month of June for 2 days before it disappeared, and then again July last week. Now gone. Yeah, this is definitely not their smoothest rollout.
Yeah, it's not typical.
Not gonna lie.
And I know a lot of people have been getting delivery dates, and they've changed. Like from day to day, it says like June, then July, then August, then back to July. It's been odd how they keep assigning these delivery dates, and they keep disappearing. And for us, this is probably the longest. Well, for the most part, that we've waited for a car.
I think so.
Way back in 2016, I did place an order for my first Model S in April, and then they said it was going to be available, but I went ahead and told them I wanted them to hold that order, and I waited until December because I knew Autopilot 2 was coming out. So that was like an 8-month wait, but that's because I wanted to wait that long. And so other than that, though, whenever we've placed an order, we've gotten it within a couple months. So to have to wait over 6 months is a little disappointing, especially when we know that we placed the order over 6 months ago, and there's other people who have like placed an order in the last week,
and they're getting
delivery. So you don't know what logic Tesla is using. You know, I don't know if they're just randomly sending cars around the country and then the local offices, distribute them. But it's kind of disappointing when somebody has an order in for over 6 months and we're still waiting while others are getting theirs, even though they ordered a week ago.
It would be nice though if like Tesla would even just reach out to the people who ordered such a long time ago and said, "Hey, your white interior is going to take a while.
Yeah,
would you be interested in the black?" At least like an offer would be nice because I mean that Plaid was originally reserved as the Plaid Plus in
September
of last year. I have given Tesla $1,000 interest-free loan for
10 months.
10 months.
Yeah.
I could have made a lot of money on that.
And when Tesla, though, did call you like a couple weeks ago and offered, they said, they offered to switch it over to a Plaid, but at the time they hadn't yet canceled the Plaid Plus.
Exactly.
So we're like, no, we want to stick with the Plaid Plus. Had we known they were going to cancel it, we might have switched the order over
You bet.
a couple weeks earlier, and we might have gotten it. But yeah, it's
a little depressing.
First world problems, we know, but it's just a little disappointing that we have 2 orders in for S's as well as one for an X, and we don't have any idea when we're actually going to get those. But thing is, we probably aren't going to get both of those S's. So probably whatever comes first.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I think we're kind of leaning on whatever comes first.
Because again, we don't
yeah.
really need the Plaid. The long range one looks great, and we really like having that extra range. And we don't really necessarily need all that power that the Plaid has, but it will have some cool new features.
Yeah.
And so,
I don't know.
Again, we'll
I keep
open it
going
up to
back
questions
and
because like I said, we
Yeah.
did have the Plaid here for a few hours last week, and it was very nice. I was quite impressed with it.
Yeah. Real quick, Alberto super chatted a $10 super chat.
Ooh, thanks,
really
Alberto.
appreciate that. I said, would you rather have a 3 long range or a Y, or should we take delivery of the Refresh X, would then sell our 2020 S or X, slated for August, and getting a Model 3 SR Plus? Need to switch from to having 2 cars for flexibility.
That would be a big change if they go down. Did they say go down to an SR Plus?
No. So they would take delivery of a Refresh X and get a Model 3 SR Plus.
Okay.
Or would they be better off getting a 3 long range and the Model Y?
Oh wow, that's an interesting combination.
I know that's. I mean, it's really whatever works for you. I will say, sitting in the Refresh, like my excitement for the Refresh had kind of died down a little bit. It's been a pretty stale 6 months. Not getting an invite to the event kind of bummed me out a bit too. So my excitement level had died down a bit. But sitting in it, I'm even more excited than when I placed the reservation.
Yeah.
It is so nice. The fit and finish, the new things. Honestly, I would go with a Refresh X and a Model 3 SR Plus if that will suit the needs of your household.
Definitely, I think too, because the Y is a great car, and that's the one we use almost all the time now for around the town errands and stuff like that. I still love having those additional screens in the S and what the Model X will have as well. And that X is going to have so much more room if you get
Air suspension.
And
Ooh.
and so it's going to be quieter and more room. The Y can be a little bumpy, depending on what wheels you have on there. But we were talking earlier today how quiet the new Model S was. We were sitting in the Model S, and we have like garage door that automatically closes, and before it does that, it beeps as a warning. We could not even hear that. Normally, you can hear that like far away throughout the house. You can hear the beeping. We were in the Model S, and you could barely hear that the garage door was closing. So it's amazingly quiet, and that's without the active noise cancellation feature.
They haven't even enabled it.
They haven't enabled it yet. So it's really nicely quiet, and so they've accomplished that with different materials throughout the vehicle, and also they've done that acoustic glass on the windows
Throughout, yeah. So tough question, but Alberto, thank you so much for the super chat. I would go Refresh X and a 3 SR Plus. I think that's a good combo. And then Amy, thank you so much, Amy, for the $2 super chat.
Is it Amy?
She requires a puppy cam.
Oh,
Buddy. Oh, he just got woken up with a $100 bill on his head.
So yes, they're enjoying their new
Yeah, they really actually like this bed. So puppy cam, everybody. We will come back to them a little later. Thank you guys so much for the super chats, though. Again, not necessary. I am just going to try to get through as many questions as possible. So let's just jump right into them real quick. Let's see. Okay. Chat's kind of jumping around a bit.
Yeah.
Diego said, wheels look sick. Sucks they're 21s. Agreed.
One thing we've done in the past, though, like on my current Model S, is we got the T Sportline TSS wheels, which look like exactly like Tesla's Arachnids, which are 21, but the TSS ones from T Sportline actually come in 20 or 19 inch, and I've been doing those. So they have the look, but they're a lot quieter and I think more comfortable ride than the 21 inches. They're not going to have the same performance like if you're taking it to a track or something like that, but I don't do that. I like having the more efficient ones for like road trips and longer range.
Definitely.
So we're hoping that there will be a lot of aftermarket choices coming out that we can swap to new wheels.
Yep.
Sure, there will be one of these days.
Oh, yeah. Chris Tech said mobile service came out to our place for a tire rotation. I asked if rear cross traffic alerts possible with Pure Vision, and he said yes, it can still work with the ultrasonic sensors and the rear facing camera.
Yeah, the only thing with those ultrasonic sensors though is they only have a range of like 20 to 30 feet.
Yeah.
So if a car is going fast, and if in a parking lot and they're going too fast, that's not going to give you more than a second or so. So I think it's going to have to use more vision than those ultrasonic sensors.
Definitely. Let's see. Diego asked if we're gonna order any Tesla tequila bottles. If you haven't looked, they now actually have just the bottle available. I believe it's $150.
Yeah, for the decanter.
For the decanter, yep. Now probably not because we do have 2 Tesla tequila bottles.
Where'd the other one go? by the way?
It's in its case still.
Oh, still, yeah. Is it still sealed? Is it over there?
Yeah.
So let me get that, the brand new one. Or the
I think there's a bunch of camera gear.
Is it this
top
one on the
of it.
right or? No, it must be the
No.
one on the left. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're talking about that. So yeah,
There's a
I
bunch
don't-
of camera gear
I don't
on
think
it.
we need to because it's nice, but we already have 2. And here I'll let you like.
Okay, yeah. We don't want to drop it. This is
It's very,
$250.
Or was it 250 or 275? I don't remember. Oh my. Yes. So we do still have this unopened
Unopened bottle.
collector's edition.
But the other bottle, you guys have had us drinking quite a bit of it on stream, so eventually it'll be empty, and then we'll have a bottle to put whatever we want in.
But it's nice that they did come out with those bottles because not all states and countries allow them to ship that Tesla
Alcohol.
tequila out, and this way you can just buy the bottle. And this bottle, it's like a piece of art. And
It
we've seen
is,
some
100%.
fake ones. People have been trying to sell fake ones that look pretty bad. So it's nice that Tesla brought this out. Well, it's not cheap. At least allows you, to show your support for Tesla.
Yeah. But if anyone wants it, it is up there. I saw a lot of the younger crowd ordering it because they can't order the
yes, I
tequila.
didn't think of that.
Um,
Well,
so
they must have money if they're even still paying $150 for a bottle. Wow.
I mean, younger kids, they got it. But yeah, so if you want it, go grab it. Let's see. Chris also said, do you guys think the new Model S interior is the best interior ever? I do. Or
Well,
do you
for-
guys
for
think
Tesla,
there is
definitely.
other interiors that are better? I mean, I still think there's other things they could add.
Yeah, definitely.
But the thing is we don't know. Did they add massaging in the seats and they just haven't pushed the update yet?
I doubt it. But so when they ask if
yeah.
it's the best interior ever for a Tesla, I say yes.
Yeah.
Because it's gotten better. They've added like finally door pockets and coat hooks and stuff that other models of Tesla have had for years. Now the Model S has that. And while Eric mentions there's other manufacturers out there that are more premium or more luxury than Tesla, they don't have the battery or the range or the performance. So for Tesla, I think this is Tesla's best interior ever.
Oh yeah, the interior just felt so much more luxurious, even down to the carpet. Normally they use kind of like a scratchy kind of carpet. It was super plush. That's why it's like the more I talk about it, the more excited I get to get it, because actually sitting in it is completely different than having seen videos about it. It really did make a world of difference for me, at least. Let's see. Jason said, I've seen pictures of the arachnid wheels on some cars that were delivered. I don't think they looked as good as the stock photos on Tesla's website, though. I would definitely buy aftermarkets. And aftermarkets, what we've done on every Tesla anyway.
Usually
I just
they're
like to
cheaper
be.
as well.
Oh, definitely. They're normally cheaper, but also you get a different variety and different wheel style. I really like to kind of be a little different and not look like in just OEM Tesla, I guess. Let's see. Roger said, can you please test the Scan My Tesla app and find it?
We are planning. We
Yo.
just need to get that cable, and we should contact them and see if one existing, because even
Yeah.
between with Model 3, Tesla has changed things. So like 2018 used one cable, and 2019 different. So that's why we're trying to figure out exactly what cable will work with the new S.
Yep.
And once we do already have Scan My Tesla, and we also have the Bluetooth adapter to transmit those to our devices, but we just need to get the right cable first.
Yep. Diego said, when you sell your cars, do you lose the referral miles? Or are they attached to your account? Thinking of selling my Y for an S. Yes to the Model Y for an S, definitely. I think you'll really like it. As far as the referral miles, they stay attached to your account. So no worries, you will be able to keep them and use them for
until the expiration
till they
date, yeah.
expire. Yeah. Let's see. High Voltage Performance Racing Team said, so I received another phone call from Tesla asking me if I want to switch to wood. I could get delivery sooner, but if I keep my carbon fiber, it'll most likely be later in August. Why won't they call me and offer me that? Because I don't really care for the wood, but I do it to get my car.
Go the other way, yeah. But
Like-
again, we don't want to, yeah.
But anyway, the carbon fiber, I have to agree, looks really good. And if I was getting a Plaid, there's no way I would really want wood in it. I would want the carbon fiber for sure. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you decided to wait or go for the wood. Mark said, I'm still really upset with Tesla over the MCU and Autopilot 3 computer updates. MCU 2 is too compromised. Neither has happened yet. So MCU, do you have like an older MCU? I guess. I
guess if he hasn't gotten the update, yeah, he probably has MCU 1. And yeah, that's one thing. We had the MCU upgrade done on both Model S's, and it's done well since then. But one of the S's we paid that $2,500 for, even though we were experiencing some problems, and that was way before they announced the recall. Then later on, the recall had been announced, but we went ahead and paid for the MCU to upgrade on the S75D. And then Tesla started saying, okay, they'll reimburse you for part of that, and we still haven't got any word back on that. So we need to figure out what's going on there, because a lot of people have gotten their checks back, and while we're not expecting the whole $2,500, it would be nice if they at least cover like what the minimum like reimbursement is, like $300 something to replace the daughter board on the eMMC chip.
Yeah, that would definitely be nice. We'll have to follow up with that and keep you guys updated. Real quick though, we have 2 $5 super chats. John, thanks for joining. I said, how do you guys think Tesla determines the invites for events? It can't be referrals. You have a ton of referrals. Are they mad at you for modding the Tesla? I don't think they're mad at me, because a lot of like the higher ups have actually reached out and said like they're huge fans and everything. I don't know. I think originally it was they were just doing California people, like locals, and I think a few got outside of California, but a lot of the YouTubers that I heard got like +1s from other people.
Yeah, they weren't actually invited directly, and that's what it is kind of odd though, because we've been invited to every Tesla event and Boeing Company event for over the last 5 years. So it was a little surprising we didn't get invited to this one, especially when we have 3 open orders.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oops.
And then Matt also said, as someone not in a hurry, what are your thoughts on active spoiler? I have a blue with white carbon fiber interior, pre-ordered with old price. So that's the other thing, is like, should I just get the long range now, because I have the old price as well, and see how long I can push that out, and maybe get an active spoiler, because that active spoiler,
it looked really nice. And
good.
And we're going to do a video maybe this week, but there's hints there might be something. We don't know if this is things to come or if it's things that were originally planned, which have since been canceled. And so, but that active spoiler would be nice. But there's other things that indicate they might be having a track pack or something with the different hardware, because with the current wheels and stuff, they're not going to be able to get that 200-mile top speed.
Yeah. So I would say if you're not in a hurry, I would wait it out, because you never know.
And again, that's why we're kind of hedging our bets and having 2 different orders. So by having that long range, hopefully we can take delivery of that one first, and maybe delay that Plaid one for later this year or sometime next year.
Definitely. Let's see. Some Tesla guys said, on the long range, do the 21s come with all-season tires? I don't believe so. I think the 21s always come with summer performance tires. I could be wrong, but the ones I've seen all had that on them. Let's see. Z Car Review said, it says carbon fiber and white interior begins in September now.
This, I think, for new orders.
Yeah.
So again, for people who've had orders,
it does.
Some people have had the orders open since October or like we said, September of last year. And so I think this is for, they've probably pretty much filled up the delivery slots for July and August. Yeah. And now they're moving into September. But we're expecting, again, our Plaid one says July. Our other order for long range doesn't have a date, but we're hoping that's any week now.
Yep.
But we've been hoping that for about 5 months. So,
yeah, so here we are. Pierre said, with a $5 super chat, thank you. Said,
thank you again.
Does the S come with key fobs or key cards as shown in the Meet Your Tesla video?
Actually,
both. You get 2 key cards as well as 2 key fobs.
And it actually now has the phone as key. So you can use whatever you like. And I definitely have used a fob, for years, and that's been great. But Eric has had no problem with the Model Y or even the Model 3 using his phone as key. So I would definitely use phone as key. I don't think I would really need the fob. One good thing about the fob, though, especially with the X, is that you can open up different doors as you're approaching the vehicle. So if you're not by yourself and you have family, you want to open up the rear doors or something, it's a lot easier to do that. Just stick your hand in your pocket and you can do it without looking. You can still do that via the phone app, but it's a lot faster to just use that fob. So it's definitely nice that they do still include that. But I think once we get the S, I'll probably just do the phone as key, keep the key card available so that I'll have it, but never really need to take it out. I don't know if I need the fob anymore, but it's nice that they are still including that.
I haven't used the fob and I don't know how long. I guess the biggest thing for me is, yes, the phone app. I do still keep the key card in my wallet, though, just in case. You never know. But I also have used this. This is actually a ring. It's actually got like little Tesla engraved in it. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. It's probably too shiny. Anyway, this actually has the RFID chip in it, just like the key card, and I'm able to tap this on the B pillar or on the center console, and get into the car that way.
And this is
so
nice.
This is actually kind of fun.
Especially, this would be something if you're going to the beach or something like that, and someplace where you're going to get wet, and you're not going to take your phone, and you don't want to have to worry to take a wallet or something with you. That's nice where you can use a ring or some other device like that to open your car and drive it.
Definitely. Mace said, just got here.
Hey,
Hi, guys.
Mace.
Welcome, Mace.
Back.
Hopefully your solar roof is treating you well. I'll have to catch up with you on that. Pete said Doge Cam. RC Robinson said those are Rhodesian Ridgebacks. Yes, they are.
You should check them out now. Look at that.
They're adorable as ever, cuddling.
They're brother and sister. They've been together their entire lives, and wow, their 4-year birthday is coming up in about 2 months.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, they're cuddling. They had a exhausting day. Grandma and Grandpa came by.
Yeah, exciting time.
Let's see. Duncan said, I'm sure this has been asked a billion times, but where did you get those seats? Those are actually, I have another couch. It's actually in the garage. Those are from a totaled Model X third row
seats.
And I bought them just off someone on eBay and created a base, bolted them down. Seat belts work. Everything works except for those chargers. I still haven't done that. And we made like a couch out of it.
See how the
it's pretty
seatbelts
awesome.
actually work. So you gotta.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. You can't get too crazy back there.
So these are the non-perforated ones. The one in the garage is perforated, but they're not. Neither one of them were cooled because it was the third row, and Tesla's only, when they have had perforated, only done the front driver and passenger seats with the cooling.
Yep. John, thank you for another $2 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said you can buy a key fob for the Y. Mine works great. Yeah, I think, what is it, like 100?
Yeah, we did that when the 3 first came out and they started offering the fob. We did that and we tested it out and it worked fine. It's too fun too. You can actually control your car with Summon if you have that fob, and it's something that it takes a little more work with your phone. So it's definitely, if you're used to a fob and you want a fob, it works fine. And we've had it for the 3 and the Y.
Yep. And so for 3 and Model Y, the key fob is $175.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Now, the new Model S and X, they come with 2 of them as well as 2 key cards. At least that's what they have been so far. I don't know if it's the same key fob as the 3 and the Y, but it might. Well, obviously the X is going to be different because it has the side doors and everything. But we don't know prices on the new ones yet.
Yeah, they haven't updated to add any new accessories but it's only been a couple weeks.
Yep. Let's see. Somebody said at least you'll get the Model S in the next few months. In UK, delivery is end of 2022.
Yeah. Wait, end of 2022?
End of 2022.
Oh, no, because I remember when they first announced the refresh back in January, and we were seeing how, it was going to be a year before it made it to like the UK, and we're like, oh, that's horrible. And then we've waited like 6-7 months already. I can't believe that it's still going to be
that's wild.
A year and a half to get there. So that's too bad.
Well,
who knows what other
I guess I don't really
they might have on it by then, because Tesla is constantly adding upgrades and stuff like that. So you might have a much cooler car with a lot of new features by the time you actually get it.
Yep. Rick 500 said I have TSS 19s on my Model Y. Love them.
Love them.
Same.
Oh, on his Y. Cool. Nice.
Yep. That's exactly what we have on our Y.
That's true. Whoops, my lid fell off my drink.
God,
I'm so excited.
somebody's
I'm excited.
drinking.
I forgot. We have the same wheels. They are different. They look the same, but they are different because of the bolt pattern.
Yes.
But I forgot you have the exact same wheels now.
Yep. He got so excited.
And it's not even caffeinated. It's just water. So.
Don't clip that face that I just made. Just let's leave that. Don't clip it and ship it, please. Let's see. John said, hi from San Diego. Love your show. I was just wondering if my Cybertruck could fit in your garage.
Yes. At least one of them.
Yes.
One of our garages.
Yeah.
And we do have Cybertruck. A couple. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
Let's see. Amy said, pulled the steps back from seats from a Total Dex. Yep. Let's see. Rayan, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, said, what's the latest about the Model X? I ordered in December and have an estimated delivery of August. Same here. I wish I knew more about that as well, because it would be nice to take delivery of the Model S a little sooner than the Model X, so I don't have a really expensive month.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't be opposed to taking delivery of both in the same day. That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah. And it sounds like so far everybody that I've heard who has an order in for a Model X is August.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody else that has something for July, let us know, because I have not seen that yet. Hopefully they're not just being optimistic again and saying August to everybody, but I hope that they do start production of this. There is some rumor that Tesla might be shutting down here at the end of the quarter to do some additional work to the production line for the Model X. So if you do see that happening, hopefully it's only for a couple days, and they'll be able to start churning out those.
Yeah, definitely. But I guess the biggest thing is I'm afraid, kind of at this point, like, what if they do what they did with the Model S and it's going to end up being delayed?
Well, it's already,
so fingers crossed it's not more.
And I know they did at the event back on the 10th, they had like a Model X demo there that people could see, but we're still wondering, what are their stuff? Because we've seen some of the changes they've made in the Model S. How are they going to bring that over to the Model X? Because one of the cool features we liked in the Model S Plaid was the fold-down center armrest.
Yeah.
It's long overdue, and it really looked nice, and it was comfortable. That armrest folded down, you have cup holders, and you have 2 built-in Qi chargers right there for wireless charging, as well as USB still available. And so how are they going to do that like in a 6-seater or even a 5 and a 7-seater? Because some people are saying in the mock-ups or the pictures online, they don't show that fold-down armrest. And in a 6-seater, there are no armrests. So are they going to be able to split that up? Are we going to finally have armrests in a Model X? Or are they just going to not have Qi charging at all, which would be a very disappointing.
Yeah, because this is a 5-seater and this has no fold-down.
Yeah. So
right
do
here.
they need to update their images?
It says a question about ordering a Tesla product. Should we chat and ask them about this live?
It might take a while, so I would.
That would be funny.
We'll do it some other time. But this, I think, is something that people ordering X want to know because they see that in the S, and is it coming to the X? I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of questions about the X too, just because there are such differences between the 2 cars that we unfortunately just don't know. John, thank you for another $2 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said Abstract Ocean has nice key fob covers. You know what? Couldn't agree with you more.
We actually have those Abstract Ocean key fob covers for both of our Model S's currently.
Yeah, any key fob. Actually, we had it for the Model X when we had it.
Yep.
I have it for the Model 3
and
Y
we have multiple,
key.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
multiple different styles, multiple styles. But
yeah.
do we want to announce any? Well, we don't need any news yet. We might have news about
leaks.
Okay, we might have news. No, about the S, the other S. Do you want to the S?
Can you send me a message? Can you text me? We almost just leaked.
Well,
I don't know what he's saying. So anyway, I'll answer a question real quick while he messages me that. Ryan said, couldn't tell from your video the S refresh interior infrared lights are hidden.
Yes.
Can't visually see them. Correct. Somehow
Very good.
Tesla did a really amazing job and hid the infrared lights behind the plastic. The only way we were able to see them is through my phone. My mirrorless camera couldn't pick it up. Our naked eyes couldn't see anything.
Can you
but
pull
the
up that
phone
video, like while we're
could.
chatting or something,
Yeah.
and just maybe show a picture of it?
Yeah.
But that's something we hadn't really heard of, and I don't know if anybody had seen that yet. But when we had the Plaid, we checked out, like you said, we looked with regular cameras, didn't see anything, but then we held up a regular cell phone camera, and you can see there are actually infrared emitters on either side of that interior camera. Haven't seen this in the Model 3 or Model Y yet, so this seems to be something new for the Model S. And basically, those lights were on, and those will be able to illuminate the cabin, and then they will be able to better use that camera to do driver monitoring and hopefully add some hands-off, autopilot functionality one of these days.
Yeah, I think, so here we go.
So here's our video that we put out like last Wednesday, I think, when we were going through the Model S.
But see,
Plaid.
you can see here, you can see the little infrareds flashing, but without...
There's nothing visible in there.
there's
if
nothing
you're in the
visible.
car, all you can see is the camera, and then it looks like flat plastic.
Yeah, you can see right there, it's like all flat. Like, they did an amazing job incorporating that because I don't want to have to see 2 little, like... thing.
Yeah,
I know it's not the end of the world, but
and
it's
also
nice.
if you look at the parts catalog too, we noticed that it looks like there's 2 little domes on either side of the camera, and so that's where we were thinking that looks like there's infrared or some sort of bulbs or something in there. And then when we actually had the car available to us last Tuesday, we confirmed yes, there is infrared in the car.
Yep. Michael is asking, would you consider adding a Polestar 2 to your garage?
Speaking of which, yes, we did a test drive of the Polestar 2. It was a really nice car. It was a month or 2 back. It was a nice car, but we were a little disappointed because I think the range was only like 239 miles, which is way less than what we have in our Teslas. But it was a nice car, and some of the features it was, I think, available pretty cheaply on a lease. It was nice, had a lot of features. Didn't have like the full autopilot functionality, but it's nice to see competition is coming out there. So if you don't need a huge car, it definitely had less cargo room than like the Y, but a similar price. And check it out. Do a test drive.
Yep. I'm like 20 minutes behind on questions. Sorry.
Okay.
So we're gonna speed round some stuff. Tristan said, "How come the Performance 3 or Y have no lead time when placing an order?" Seems that no one has the answer to why. So when I look, I see delivery in 1 to 11 weeks for Model 3, and for Model Y for Performance.
Are you looking at performance? Oh, was that performance?
Yeah. I see 1 to 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And long range is September.
And that's in the United States, so I
Yeah.
guess it might be different.
Might
elsewhere,
vary
but
location,
those are
location.
timelines we're seeing.
Yep. So not sure actually. Let's see. Where were we? The 21-inch Tesla wheels and tires are wider. It's not just lower profile that matters
Yep.
for Mark. Yes, so they are much fatter tires.
And they're staggered. That's something we talked
Yep.
about in the video, but they're no longer like a square set of wheels, the same all around. And so that's really going to limit how you can rotate those wheels.
Yes.
And probably cost more too.
Yo, you bet.
When you replace the tires.
Yep.
Just a quick question. Somebody was asking, since we were talking about the seats, the new Plaid S does have like 60/40 seats with that center fold-down armrest.
Yeah.
It does not have a pass-through though, which is something that is available on the Polestar too. So.
Yo. Tris, thank you for the 2. That's not euro.
Pound.
£2. Sorry, it's far away. Super chat, really appreciate it. No comment
but
with
thanks.
that,
Yep.
but thank you. I did
Well, they
see
must be
they
up-
wrote "do only good every day."
That's nice, thank you. But wow,
so,
they must be up
yep.
late, because if they're sending pounds, they're probably over in
Yeah.
the UK.
Very late. But thank you for joining. Let's see. John said, "Are the seats in the Model S air conditioned?" I think it's only the front.
The front, yeah, the driver's
Only
seat
the front
and the
two.
front passenger are like air cooled. I don't know if it's actually air conditioned, but it does
Yeah.
pump air through there. And there's also like an auto setting that I saw that was interesting. So
Yeah.
it can auto cool your seats, I guess.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Matt said massaging seats is his biggest interior request. And I am on board with that. I would love a good massage, because then I probably wouldn't have to go see my PT.
PT. One thing,
So-
okay, speaking of seats again, and the Polestar 2, I really liked on the Polestar 2, you could pull out the thigh support on the seat for the driver or the front passenger. And that's something that's really nice on long road trips. And it would be nice if Tesla added that. So it would just make it that much more comfortable.
Yep. May said his white on white with carbon fiber Plaid says July delivery estimate. Can't wait.
Ooh.
I'm super excited for you, Mace.
We're jealous.
Super jealous as well.
Yeah.
But congratulations. Definitely
That's the
send us
same-
some photos when you
That's
get
the
it.
same that we did order,
Yeah.
right?
So if you like, if the car comes up for delivery and you don't want it, just call us.
Tell them to
and
send it our way.
Maybe we'll take it. But congratulations, Mace. That's
Nice,
That
yeah.
with the solar roof and everything else.
I wonder, is
really
he trading
jealous.
in his other S?
Oh yeah. Do you still have the same S that from when
remember we
we
saw
originally
it.
met you?
Yeah, that was
Maybe.
way back. Well, we saw him at a couple events, but one was
Yeah.
was it the Model 3 delivery one? No, I know it was the semi event, and then we saw him again at.
When we were doing
The
the
Cybertruck, wasn't
test loop video.
Oh, really? Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
when we first met him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So longtime fan there.
Yep.
Thanks, Mace.
John with another $5 super chat. Thank you so much,
Man,
John. You're being very kind today.
He's covering the carpet or the floor with the.
Said,
money,
I see
yeah.
Brian from Iowa Tesla has a yoke steering wheel from Honcho. He never mentioned anything if they're heated or not. Those are not heated, unfortunately, as far as I could tell. I did actually look at those before, and
Yeah.
I don't believe they're
And Eric's had the yoke steering wheel in his car, like the Model 3, and then he put it in the Model Y.
Yep.
And it was nice. He definitely gave him the experience of driving with a yoke. But we did also try getting okay, I guess this was back unrelated, but we were trying to add the heated steering. Remember that to the Model Y?
Yeah.
And then they sent you the wrong one. So it wasn't a yoke, but you're trying to figure out if you could add it to cars that had been previously delivered without the heated steering wheel. And
Yeah.
the answer was probably no.
Chris was asking if the Model 3Y key fob work with the Plaid. We'll have to try that out next time I see the Plaid.
Good
We'll let
question.
you know. It's a great
good
question. Let's see. Plaid wrote, is the carbon fiber in the Refresh SNX real? Yeah, it's actually like an overlaid carbon fiber and everything. So yeah, it's a real carbon fiber. It's not like like a sticker that they put anything over. It's true carbon fiber.
But the nice thing is that for people who can't get the carbon fiber, the sticker or even those shells are an option that you can perhaps add it at a later date if you can't get it now.
Now, one thing, looking at the new S and X is the amount of wood grain everywhere. I don't think shells are ever really going to be a viable option.
If it's spent.
But I will say a carbon fiber wrap, definitely a possibility. Or a white wrap. Or a colored wrap. There's a lot of cool things you could probably do with that, so stay tuned.
Also,
for that.
we noticed, so talking about carbon fiber again, we noticed that the spoiler, it looks about the same from the top, but it's different how it fits on the Plaid S and I guess on the long range S if you were to place it there. But it is not cheap. It's probably going to be like the $1,500 for a real carbon fiber spoiler from Tesla.
Yeah.
It's slightly different though.
Yeah.
But it looked nice.
It did. Let's see. Gage with the $5 super chat said, "Great show, guys. Thank you so much, Gage. Really appreciate that." Let's see. Tarek said, "What changes, if made after purchase, would impact performance or range, or invalidate the warranty? Wheels, tires, shocks, etc." I haven't had any issue changing out wheels, tires, shocks, any of that. Now, when you're talking about performance and range, they're kind of in different fields. You don't really get both at the same time. If you're going for performance, like track oriented, I would go with something super lightweight. If you want range, rather than weight, I would find something that's a more closed off wheel and not very open. That tends to give you better aerodynamics, which will help increase range. Obviously, weight will have a say in that as well, but having that closed off wheel will have an even bigger impact, I think, than weight. As far as like shocks and everything, I've never had any issue with Tesla doing anything on my cars. I had the race car when it got its full self-driving computer installed. They actually did that with racing seats installed and everything. Now they did have to get approval from headquarters because it was a very heavily modified car. But they had no issue doing that with all the modifications done to it.
Now, one thing, though, that is way out there that might invalidate your warranty, or you might want to wait until after your warranty expires, is there are some companies that actually will swap out your battery for you. So if you had like an S75D, you can actually put in maybe a 90. You can't go up to 100, I think, or at least not officially.
Yeah.
And so there are people out there that will upgrade your battery for you, but Tesla will not do that for the most part.
Yeah, and that's something I believe requires rooting the car, which of course is going to invalidate.
And again, I think that's
pretty much
for the most part they're only able to do that on older cars because once if you've upgraded MCU2, the security is a lot more on that, and I don't think they've been able to do that on an MCU2 vehicle yet.
Yeah. Tom's Turbo Garage said he got offered a speedier delivery on his January Plaid if he switched from carbon fiber to wood, but turned it down. Been waiting this long. What's another month or 6?
It's funny.
You know what? I hear it. I'm just like, I'm so excited to make more and more content, and I feel bad calling any of my friends that have taken delivery and been like, can I borrow your car? So I just kind of want one that I can kind of tinker around with, and I think, I don't know if it's going to be Monday or Tuesday, but I have another video that'll go up, and I play around with another part of the Plaid.
Oh, yeah.
And it got me thinking about what I want to do and take apart on this car. And I really want to take this thing apart and just see how it works. So I just want a car. That's all I want. Chris said I got a check for $300.
Yeah, that's what I would hope. I would hope for at least.
He paid $2,500.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that because it's like that's what we were experiencing, those memory issues, random reboots and slow restarts and stuff. So I think we'd be happy with $300. But other people have received $1,500 or even $2,000 or more.
Yeah. Diego said, do you think they'll eventually add 4680s to the S and X? Definitely. That's a matter of when. Yeah. That's the biggest call. It could be next year. It could be 3 years from now.
That's what we were hoping for with the Plaid Plus. Once, or originally that was the Plaid last September, and then they changed the name to Plaid Plus. We were hoping for that because we wanted that 520 plus mile range. Yeah. And so hopefully Tesla will eventually add those cells. Now, speaking of which, one thing we didn't point out and we didn't show in the video, it looks like the new Plaid or the new refresh S and X will have new 12-volt batteries that are not the same old batteries that they've been using all along. It remains to be seen though what it looks, but it looks they're lithium-ion batteries, but we don't know what kind of cells in there. If they're going to be like 18650s, just a few of them bundled together, or maybe they do have 4680 cells. You might actually have some in your car if you have a new one already, we don't know yet, but it might only be in that 12-volt battery.
That'd be fun to check out.
Yeah.
Mark said, I use the radios, so deleting the radio with MCU2 upgrade is not an option. So they actually have another retrofit, don't they?
Yes, it's like $500.
Yeah.
So if you want to spend $500 to get the radio, you can get that FM and XM radio back in, but that's kind of pricey for a radio. It'd be nice if that would have been included in the upgrade.
Yeah.
And we never went ahead and did that. I used to listen to the radio all the time when driving to work, and unfortunately the station I listen to isn't available on TuneIn. But it'd be nice if they're not going to have that radio available. It'd be nice if they offered new streaming options, and hopefully we'll be seeing that with at least with maybe V11 we'll have a few more streaming options.
Yeah. 20 minutes ago, I know it was a question. Sorry, still catching up in chat. The ring I actually just got off like eBay. I don't know who else sells it.
There's a bunch of different ones.
Online.
But some of them are like wood. Some of them are
Yeah.
like porcelain, or not porcelain.
So this is ceramic.
Ceramic. That's the word. Yeah. And so there's different quality. I mean, depending on how durable you want it, lots of different materials available.
Yep. Let's see. I'm gonna kind of jump a little bit.
I think, was there another?
I'm like 20
Supercharger?
minutes behind. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Pierre,
a couple
$5
different
super chat said,
Thank you, Pierre. Nice.
Did your friend get a $2,000 discount? No, because he had actually recently placed his order after the price increase and everything. So he paid the
full
price. New price.
Basically, that $2,000 discount was basically for anybody who had an open order before January like 27th or so, an open S or X order. Originally, it was $10,000 cheaper, but Tesla didn't give that full $10,000. They basically said, oh, we'll give you a $2,000 discount.
Yep.
And there was another couple.
Yeah, there's a couple. Tom's Turbo Garage. You guys are awesome. That's it. That's
you,
the super
Tom.
chat. Thank you, Tom. I really appreciate that.
Oh, the dogs are going to be buried here. Oh, that's a different super chat. That's Dan. Oh, that's Dan. Up in. Yeah. So wait, but.
Okay, I will.
We'll get to that one.
Check out the email, Dan. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Really do appreciate
Did he
that.
have so he just said he's going to send an email?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking
I'll
about
check
Dan
that
earlier
out.
this weekend too, because we're like, hey, have you gotten any news on your X? But it's probably the same as we are. Probably waiting for that X delivery.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you want to answer a few questions while I check out his email real quick?
Yeah. Let me just jump up and see. Hopefully, I can find something.
I'm currently at questions from 6:38.
Unfortunately,
Sorry, I'm
it's
like
like
20
gray
minutes
on
behind.
black, so I can't really see on my phone like the time. So, oh, there we go. Whoa, they're like way back.
Look at like 6:40 maybe.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see Mace. He replied back saying solar roof is great, 145% offset for June, pulling only 5 kilowatts from grid for the whole month. Kilowatt hours. Wow, that's great. Definitely like our solar, and it sounds like he does too. Let's see. Derek, supposedly Elon mentioned V9 is coming out this week. That would be nice.
That would be really
he did
nice.
mention that after the initial deliveries, within a couple of weeks, they're going to be coming out with that V9, that full self-driving beta. And
Are we gonna get a button?
We've been waiting months. I don't think we're getting a button, but it would be nice if they finally rolled that out. Or it'd be nice if they just came out with V11, and it'd be cool if we started seeing on older vehicles had kind of a similar interface to what we've seen on the new refreshed S. But that actually was interesting that the refreshed S firmware is still like 10.2, but they are in a different version that's not available on the older vehicles or the 3 or the Y.
Yeah. Real quick. Thank you for the email, Dan. I did read it. I'll go ahead and respond after live stream. And yeah, definitely catch up and keep in touch. And if you ever want to check out any cars, just let me know. Okay. Which message were you on? Oh, the V9. Got it.
But Amy asked about the plumber situation. Well, Amy, we waited twice, and our plumber that we called never showed up, so we just went ahead and did it ourselves, and it cost like $13. So we saved a lot of money, and we did it ourselves.
Yeah.
But we're making lots of progress on our remodel. But we are always remodeling, so we all have.
Actually, I'll give you guys a quick update. So last year we remodeled the master bathroom. And this year, it is the first floor bathroom.
Yeah.
So we literally like gutted everything, and then this is...
Gutted down to the bare walls, even actually removed the drywall and put in new insulation.
This is like the new shower. We just like started water... Oh, wait, no, that doesn't have the... We added a seat in it.
Yeah, a bench. So basically,
Oh, here's the one with the bench.
So we're putting all new flooring in, new toilet, new vanity,
Linear
new shower.
drain.
Linear drain. It's very nice.
Ooh.
We put that in,
It's
so it's like
looking
a
bougie.
curbless shower. You can just walk right in. So.
But we've been doing a ton of work on that lately, so it's
fun,
been keeping
fun,
us
fun.
busy. Let's see. Twin Turbo got his Model Y Performance delivered yesterday afternoon. Congratulations. Hopefully you're loving it. Great car. By the way, the secret, I see some people talking about it because it was that long ago. You can go ahead and tell them about that one.
Oh, Scott's?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically we sold recently the Model 3 race car a few weeks back, and we said we might be selling another vehicle. And yes, we are selling the S75D, and it might be gone sometime later this week. Hope, cross our fingers. But we had fun, well, whatever. For those of you who might have seen it, it had like a matte red wrap on it, but we've been removing that to prepare it for sale, and that car looks amazing. It looks like brand new underneath it. It's like, nice glossy red, and I think that the vinyl wrap, while it's not a paint protection film, it actually did a pretty good job protecting it overall.
Definitely. But yeah, so that one's for sale. Actually, looks like it might be sold, so already.
Yeah, so we're not going to list it yet, but if something
falls through,
we might be putting pictures up, but we think that it might be sold here early this week.
Yep.
And I saw Jay was asking if the stock wheels 19, 20, 21 fit on all performance. Oh, wait, fit on Model Y. It says fit all on the perform. Can you put the 19-inch? Yeah, I believe you can, can't you? Or are the calipers too big?
Ooh, I don't know. I haven't done.
I don't remember it.
Let me see.
It's
Actually,
been a
here.
while.
Because if you go to performance, you only get the 21-inch. The 19-inch from Tesla Gemini might not fit over those brake calipers.
But I know there are aftermarket ones. But yeah, he's
yeah. So like
asking
the
about
T
stock.
Sport line ones, aftermarket ones, do fit over because they have adjusted that. But I don't know about stock. I'm trying to see if they.
And that's something we
anything.
researched probably a year ago, but I don't remember with all the different wheels that have come out, because that's one thing where while the 21s are nice, you can maybe
Yeah.
get a little bit better performance, like range, with the smaller ones.
Yeah.
And again, on the aftermarket ones, we were able to do that.
It doesn't say on here that I'm seeing that it doesn't fit performance for the
Yeah, I'm just not sure. So
19-inch.
if somebody else in the chat knows,
has ever done that.
yeah, let us know, because it's been a year and we're confused. We can't remember.
Yeah.
We knew it one time.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Let's
somebody
see.
right below that,
Oh.
Twin Turbo says yes. The Y originally had the option to choose stealth 19-inch wheels.
Oh. But the stealth didn't
Oh,
include
stealth
the
one
red
did-
brake calipers.
The big calipers, yeah.
So I think you can't do that combo. I'm not 100% sure though.
Speaking of calipers, though, it was weird that Tesla changed out and they got rid of the red calipers.
So I
at
thought
the
about
last
this,
minute.
and it kind of goes back to the performance
The track-
versus
like the track package or
range
whatever?
thing. If you're going with the rims they're going with now, which are more of a flat face, you don't see the caliper anyway. So what does it matter if it's red?
Oh, yeah.
That increases your range. So I think that's why they were just like, it's kind of a waste. You don't see it anyway.
Did you see? Okay, here's a good question. I'll let you answer it.
Oh, boy.
I know the answer, but I'll let you answer it. But let's see. Bhavya Patel. Do you think Abstract Ocean will make something retrofit for yoke? Oh wait.
No, they already answered that.
Okay, they did. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't see
Yeah,
that you saw
Abstract
that.
Ocean's already answered that.
Okay, I'm
no
sorry.
plans.
Okay. Oh, there's the answer right below it.
Yeah.
I should read down.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I got
Okay,
this.
sorry. Okay.
Okay, Car Guy said thoughts on Lucid Gravity. Interesting. I'd like to see them
Is that
actually
the-
produce it.
Is that the SUV version?
I don't know. I want to see Lucid actually sell a car.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I would like
The Air
to
is
see.
supposed to be out, but I think they're slightly delayed.
And
but-
it's ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
It's like almost 200K, I thought.
Oh, really? For the Gravity?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Mhm.
Yeah. So, let's see. Brian said 3 and Y won't get instrument cluster or rear display. They are affordable models and are made without no cluster for a reason.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've gotten 100% used to it. I've driven 3 and Y pretty much exclusively for the past like 2 years, and I've had no issue adapting to not having
You can
it.
totally do it. There are some aftermarket instrument clusters you can add. It would be nice if Tesla added that as like an option or something, so if you wanted to pay extra, you could get it. But it is interesting to see these aftermarket ones. But the problem with those is you don't know. Tesla could lock down the firmware and basically disable those at any date. So you wouldn't want to pay hundreds of dollars for those extra instrument clusters and only find they get shut down months later.
Yeah. Let's see. Ryan said, where can I share the latest Model X refresh news? Is there a forum somewhere for that? I mean, you can tweet it and then tag me in it and I can retweet it. That's fine too. if you have any extra like fun news or anything. Let's see.
A lot of people are saying that the decanters are already out of stock. So
Did we do that? Because
I
they
don't
were
know.
in stock earlier today.
maybe they had like 3 of them.
They were in stock earlier today.
Wow.
Did you guys buy all the decanters?
Maybe.
Tesla owes me a cut.
Did we get a new super chat?
No, it
or-
says add to chat, add to cart. They're
Okay.
good. They're still there.
Okay. Did we get a new super chat or is that?
No.
Okay. I just saw the.
Let's see. Jay Pavilion said, I
Oh, it's fading
wonder
away, I see.
if the long range Model S will have top end like the Plaid. The top end for Model S, like the long range, is 3.1 seconds 0 to 60, which is faster than the Model 3 Performance
Yeah.
now.
And isn't like 160 is the top speed or so?
Something like that.
So it's
fast enough.
Whereas the Plaid is supposed to be like 200, but again, you're gonna need special wheels and
tires.
to get that.
And a long distance to get to that.
Yeah.
And slow down. You got to be careful on the slow down part. A lot of people forget that. Let's see.
Oh, Otis James said he's checked Twitter because he just sent some pics of a non-Plaid. But yeah, we have heard that there
Okay.
are lots of long ranges. They've started delivering those last week, and it's nice. They're coming reports from all over the country. People are getting them, like Florida, North Carolina, all over the place. There were some delays in Florida, I guess. In parts of it, the DMV thought that the new Plaid version was a new car, and even though it was a Model S, since they saw Plaid, they were like not, allowing them to be registered, but it sounds like they got that straightened out and they were able to start doing deliveries there down in Florida.
Yeah. That looks like a beautiful long range. It's not ours, but it was black, I think. So.
Oh, here's Mace. He did answer a question. We were asking if he was keeping his existing S75, the white one, which we saw.
Yeah.
He said he is keeping it because it does have that unlimited supercharging and
Nice.
connectivity, and that's what we still love about the S100D. It's got the free supercharging for life and the free connectivity for life. But he figures that he can trade in the Plaid for the Roadster when it comes out. So yeah, good. That's what we're thinking too, Mace. Great minds think alike.
Nice thought. Let's see. High Voltage and Performance said, yeah, I'm gonna just wait because we are using it as a racing car and getting racing seats custom made. It's gonna have carbon fiber in the back and should be lighter weight than the wood, etc. And also weight matters in racing. Definitely. I know. I saw they posted the weight of their Model S Plaid from Unplugged Performance, and they shed like 600 pounds out of that thing, I think it was. So they cut out a lot of weight while still adding like a new cooler and some other fun things under the hood, as well as a full roll cage and stuff like that. They were able to shed enough weight that it still did quite a number on that.
What time are you at right now?
About 6:52.
Okay, so yeah, okay. There's some
So
stuff we missed.
We are
way
still
back
trying
then.
to catch
Yeah,
up
yeah.
to questions.
Lots of questions.
Now, if you don't see your question having been answered, feel free to put it back in chat and we will try our best to answer it. Super chats, again, not required. Appreciated, but definitely don't feel like you have to do that. Let's see. FXLLEN. Axel said, did you like the yoke steering? I actually did. Now, at first, the first video clip you see of me like turning was the first time I had ever used it on the actual corner, and it was a little weird for me, but it got to be really nice, and it felt like I was flying a fighter jet, which we love. Let's see. John with another $5 super chat. Really appreciate tonight, John. Said, I want to see William Shatner in a Plaid S saying go maximum warp, being that he's 90 years old. Oh, is he really 90?
Wow, yeah.
Man.
He's been around. Well, yes, Star Trek's over 60-something years old.
Okay.
Or 50.
I'm going to have to
53.
have my people contact his people,
50,
and we'll see what we can
55 years, I think, is Star Trek's coming up on 55.
55?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Wow. Well, let's not try to age ourselves too much here.
I wasn't around the beginning, but come on. But I've seen it in syndication.
Oh, true. Let's see. Sauce said, when do you think the Model S will switch over to 2022 model year? Isn't it like in November?
It depends. In the past,
Ish.
Tesla didn't switch over until the actual year changed, but I think the last couple of years they've actually done it in October. So if we start seeing VINs in October, then that would be the new 2022 version.
Yeah. So
my guess would be sometime in October, but they might still have some inventory over. So when you do get to that date, if you definitely want the 2020 version, tell your delivery guy and tell him you want to wait out for that 2020 version.
2022.
Again, 2022, sorry. But there might not be any difference other than a different VIN.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's see. Sain said, I'm on the fence between a Plaid and long range. Hard time justifying an extra 50K for 1 second faster, and not really sold on the yoke. So long range and Plaid, I'm there with you. That 50K for just the speed, but all we see really is the speed, but actually Tesla has a whole nother motor in there. So it's actually a tri-motor Plaid, not just the dual motor like the long range. So all we see is the speed, but there's a lot of extra stuff that Tesla has put into that. But I agree. That is a lot of money for bragging rights.
And if it would have had something else like massaging seats or some,
something else baked in.
Crystal shift knob. No. No. It's like there was nothing major. So while the Plaid is nice, it is a big step up in price. And again, most people aren't going to be driving 200 miles per hour and need that, less than 2-second acceleration. But
exactly.
If you can afford it, go for it.
Yeah. Now I've seen a couple people said not sold on the yoke, or are they offering a solid wheel? As of right now, they just have yokes for their car. They have not indicated that they will sell a full-size normal steering wheel. So I don't know, but I guarantee you there'll be some aftermarkets on that.
Yes, I'm sure.
Diego said, how do you like the black brake calipers? I kind of like the red, but I understand why they probably got away from that, being that the wheels have a more flatter, wider face. They don't really show those red off as much, but I kind of like them, but I guess that's just me. Now Plaids are really not that easily noticeable. If you don't have the Plaid badge on the outside of your car, really there's no way to tell if it's a Plaid, because you can get the spoiler on a long range. You can buy it and install it on that.
Yeah, we've done that.
I mean, you could probably buy the Plaid badge and throw it on your long range.
I've seen it on eBay, out of stock.
Yeah, so really, there's no way to know. But I guess in the same respect is you could take a long range, powder coat your brake calipers, and people would think it's a Plaid or performance. So yeah.
If you look a little more closely, there are a few changes, I think, in the interior. Like the bolstering, I think, on the Plaid, it actually is perforated on the bolsters, whereas on the long range, supposedly it's not. And so there are a few other changes. And like the piping, I don't know if the long range will have the piping on the seats as well. But again, I don't know if that's $50,000 worth of extras.
Yeah, true. Couple people commenting about Monroe and his Plaid and that he already ordered it. So, yep, that'll be interesting to see when they finally do that. Someone asked, is HomeLink standard on the Plaid? It's actually standard on all Model S's and X's.
Yes, we're glad to see it was still included. They didn't take it out like they did on the 3 and the Y.
Exactly. That would kind of be a bummer. Let's see. Rick said, was wondering when one might see Model 2 Coupe hit the street.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're supposed to be hearing news about it later this year.
I'm going to say 2 years.
Yeah,
3.
We'll get news about it, I think, later this year, but probably, into 22, maybe 2023, yeah.
Yep. Kevin said, Derek doing any road trips this summer? Yes, an overseas road trip.
Is it overseas or just halfway overseas? I don't know. But yes, we do have a nice road trip planned, and this will be our first road trip we did a road trip last, August. We basically, Eric had taken the Model Y out to California to get the Alcantara headliner put on at T-Sportline, and he drove it back. I flew out and met him in Moab, and we went all around Arches and Moab, and then we drove back. But that was the only road trip we've done in like a year and a half almost. Yeah. So definitely looking forward to getting out there. We missed a couple other events. We were busy for Sound of Silence and a few other things, but now we are looking forward, and we have a trip planned for sometime in July.
Yeah, and that trip, we will actually be vlogging it. I think this is going to be our first fully vlogged vacation. Maybe we'll do daily vlogs, maybe every other day vlogs. We'll have to see kind of how it works.
Kind of depends on the internet situation and stuff like that.
I will actually not be editing those vlogs. I have hired somebody to edit those so that I can actually kind of enjoy vacation still. So it should be a fun time. But that's later in July, so keep an eye out for that.
And we are still looking forward to road trips once we do get the Roadsters and Cybertrucks and stuff like that in future years. We're planning some epic road trips then, but this is going to be a pretty epic road trip. Now, it's not going to be the latest tech, or we're not going to be in a Plaid, but I think it'll be a nice trip.
Yeah. May said at the delivery event, an engineer told me they're using hairpin windings in the China motors and will eventually make its way here. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, also
That
there's some other
sounds
like carbon. I don't remember if it's carbon. That might be what he's talking about. There's some other enhancements to the motors to make.
So
them
I know
even more
the
efficient.
current motors. I don't know if it's Plaid or also on just, or I don't know if it's just on the Plaid or the long range also. But it's like the carbon wrap.
Yeah,
And that's how they're able to sustain such speed because it helps hold that copper in so the copper doesn't expand. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, Mace. Just let me know. I am still like 16 minutes behind, but we are making sure to get down there. Daniel said, make sure you tell your insurance company about your home upgrades. So we need to do that.
Good idea. Yeah, and luckily our insurance agent lives 2 blocks away from us, and we need to talk with her about our upcoming road trip. So yeah, good reminder.
Thanks, Daniel. Let's see. Soham said, what do you guys think about plastic dipping the Model Y Gemini wheels without the caps to get the black wheels? I mean, definitely. I plastic dipped my Ford Fusion hybrid car rims,
Back in the
but
day.
you got to be careful. Make sure you protect your brake discs and everything. You don't want that plastic dip getting on there because that can affect your braking. So make sure you really wrap those, or better yet, remove the rim from the car.
Another thing too, he's talking about actually plastic dipping the wheels, but another thing like you did is you could actually paint or plastic dip those plastic rims, and that can change the look as well.
The only issue with doing that is you still have the silver from
That's
the
true.
rim
Yep,
exposed.
yep.
I think he was referring to going without caps,
Yep.
and getting that darker look.
And speaking of which, that's kind of something we saw when the Tesla was first announced, the refresh, and we saw the first cars coming off the line. It looks like they had the silver Tempest wheels, and then later Tesla changed those to like darker ones, and you can't just remove those caps because they would still have silver wheels behind them. So there's wondering, are they going to be delivering those silver wheeled Teslas?
Yep.
Remains to be seen.
Dave said, would love to be able to see Sentry cameras from the app. As of what I heard, that's supposed to be coming to the Amazon Ring ecosystem soon. So I haven't heard anything yet since the big announcement. So hopefully we hear some more on that coming soon. But that would be really nice.
Kind of along that way, when we were looking in the Plaid last week, we couldn't find the dashcam viewer, and I saw other people online say they can't find the dashcam viewer as well. So has anybody with a Plaid found the dashcam viewer, or did Tesla accidentally leave it out of their latest firmware? Or is it a bug? Because it's not showing up for us, and that's nice that you can view those dashcam or Sentry clips directly in the car, but currently it seems like that's not available in any of the Plaid vehicles, and probably not in the long range either. So let us know if you see that, because we could not find it.
Yep. Jason said, how long till Abstract Ocean comes out with carbon wrap for the wood dash, console, and doors on the new S? I'm going to text him right now. No, I imagine as soon as physically possible, that will be something that will be available, because I think that will be a popular one. Let's see. Diego said, do you think the long range will get an acceleration boost? Probably not, because it's already 3.1 seconds. I can't imagine them doing anything, because that would really upset the people who paid 50 grand for Plaid.
Yeah.
Unless it's 50 grand acceleration boost. Maybe. That'd be funny.
Michael Waxcock said, came into the stream to spread the word. I don't know what is. I saw another message that said breaking news up above. I don't know if it was him, but somebody was saying that like the long range Ys now have the 82 kilowatt hour battery as well.
He's the one you banned.
Oh.
Just under that.
Okay, but was
Anywho.
was that
No.
that's the breaking news.
Somebody else.
Well, then that's not what I was talking. But still breaking news. This is different.
Not necessarily. I've read a lot about this, and a lot of Tesla hackers I have talked to about this potential 82 kilowatt hour battery coming to Model Y. The reason I didn't really bring it up, because I don't have any firm information on this. Yes, that's what the apps are reading it as, but it could be that they're not necessarily reading the new batteries correctly. I was hoping Tesla would say something about it, but there is potential that the new Model Ys actually have an 82 kilowatt hour
Because they
battery.
had that in the performance, I believe. We saw that a couple months back, or at least that's what it was saying. So I was wondering if they just started putting that into them. Have they increased the range on the website yet?
No.
No. So maybe not.
Yeah. Let's see. Matt said, the way I thought about it, the 40 to 50K is worth it if you have the money, but only if speed is that important. Yeah, and see, like, I would love to have it. That's why it's like, to be honest, whatever car probably comes first is what I'll just take. It's just kind of up to Tesla on delivering a car.
Well, the thing is too is even if the Plaid comes out first and it is expensive, we would probably be able to flip it pretty quickly and get most of that money back.
Yeah. Maybe trade it in for the long range.
Which we did back in like 2019, where we bought a standard range plus 3, and then like 3 weeks later we changed it to a different one.
Yep.
Long range.
Let's see. Peter said, "Did you ever discover what the delay is coming out with the Plaid S, since the update to the factory was only supposed to last 1 to 2 weeks?" I still haven't heard anything. I have a feeling it had to do a lot more with the supply chain issues due to the situation last year with COVID and everything. That would be honestly what my guess is, but I'm not sure.
And like the flyover videos that we've seen, there were still hundreds of cars that have not moved.
Yeah.
Even though they've started delivering some cars, there's still hundreds of cars that have not moved in weeks or months. And so there's something missing from those vehicles.
They're not necessarily, or maybe those are like vehicles that they produce to
practice
and get the line.
Practice. Wow.
I mean, I bet you they do hundreds before they actually sell one.
Yeah, but it seems like they would take those and recycle them or use them for parts or something.
I would think they're gonna tear them down and recycle them if that's the part. Or maybe those are all waiting on carbon fiber. Or maybe I don't know. There's a laundry list of things they could potentially be, but interesting to say.
It'll be interesting to see, because the Plaid that we saw that was delivered last Tuesday, it had a manufacture date of June, and so there's all these other cars that have been sitting on parking lots since April or May. So it's nice to see the one we got was fresh, but I'm just wondering, what are those waiting for?
Yeah. Mark said, "Now I want a heated yoke for my 2017 Model S so I can see the speedometer and blue autopilot border." So I guess that's going to be the other thing, is that maybe we'll test it out, is remove the yoke from
it might be totally different,
one of ours and put it in.
It's got to be different though, because the buttons have totally changed.
Buttons
the stocks are gone, and if you try to put those on there, you wouldn't have any of that functionality.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really going to work actually, now that you mentioned that, because all the buttons are different. So I doubt it's going to work.
Somebody would have to come up with an aftermarket one, I think.
Yeah. Matt said, "What do we think about the e-tron GT?" Not bad.
Isn't it? It's supposed to be coming out. We see their commercials
we see
a lot,
it all the time,
but I don't know the range or anything.
Yeah, I think the range was like 300.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I would love to check it out if only Audi and all those others would actually respond to my emails.
It looks nice. I kind of like the styling on that better than some of the other competitors I've seen out. That one looks nice.
For sure. Let's see. Kevin said he loves road trip Tesla vlogs.
Cool. Yeah. Hopefully we'll have some good ones coming up later next month.
Yeah, it should be some fun ones, because I can't say too much without giving it away just yet, but we'll announce it once it gets a little closer. Where were we? May said the way the copper is round in the stator. Monroe is a fan of the hairpin and wonders why Tesla doesn't do it. The engineer said hairpin wasn't around when they started making them. Okay, so they just need to basically update their machinery at Fremont to kind of match what they do in China.
Do you know, I see somebody's asking, do you know, does Abstract Ocean still have those little clips for the Model 3 in the frunk? Because I know at one time they offered those.
I will have to look. Yeah, why don't you answer some questions real quick?
Okay. So basically, Alexis Santiago was asking, where can they purchase the front plastic table clips? Maybe at Abstract Ocean. They used to offer those. Eric is checking to see if they still have those. Or if they're still in the chat, they can tune in or chime in. They might have already. Okay. Yeah. No. I'm just seeing where you left off here.
I was at 717.
Yeah. Somebody's asking when we will see the 2022 Tesla Model X. Again, probably not going to see the 2022 until October or November, and it's probably going to say pretty much exactly the same as the one 2021, which is hopefully coming out in August.
Okay, and for those of you asking about the Model 3 front hooks, you can actually get them on Abstract Ocean's website. You get a pair of them for $13 and super easy to install. All you have to do is remove a bolt and add these, and you get little front hooks.
And for those of you who don't know, this was like a standard feature on early Model 3s, and then Tesla stopped having those little hooks there, and so Abstract Ocean has them. And now the front's been totally redesigned, so they don't even have a place to put them, I think, on newer models. But this will work on some old, in those interim cars where you still have the place for them, but you don't have the actual clips.
Yep. And you get a socket wrench to help installation.
nice.
So you really don't need anything. That's why I love Abstract Ocean. They think of the entire picture. Let's see. Sauce, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, said, thoughts on the Mach-E GT EPA range went up by 20 miles with a $2 super chat. Really appreciate that.
Super chat.
So the Mustang Mach-E GT, I go back and forth with Ford. I'm not going to lie. I don't mind the looks of the GT. I am a little disappointed with their CEO and their higher ups because they like to bag on Tesla and Elon Musk something terrible when all Elon has said is positive things about them and how excited he is for them to go electric. So I have some problems with that because that tells me if you are trying to bag on the competition, clearly you have an inferior product and you're trying to make it look better. So
speaking of which, we did cover the F-150 Lightning.
Oh, right.
And so there was some pricing that came out recently, and it's not going to be cheap, especially compared to the price of the Cybertruck and the range. If the Cybertruck does still come out like that 79,000 price with 500-mile range, the F-150 Lightning, their top end was even more expensive. And I don't know how that's going to compare. It definitely looks more like a truck, but I don't know how it will compete.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Peter said, which wheel size will make sense on the Model X? Probably 20-inch would be the best. I think they'll still probably do like their 22 like they normally do, but I would go with a 20-inch, to be honest.
Just for better range, yeah.
Better range and a little bit more
ride,
comfortable.
Yeah, and quieter.
Dan said, will you be getting a tri-motor Cybertruck? Yes, I cannot wait for that either. Cybertruck is going to be amazing. It's going to be so much fun. Let's see.
We do have the dual motor reserved as well, just in case it comes out earlier.
Yes.
With our luck, though, they'll come out with the single motor one, and we'll be waiting another year. But
Yeah. Amy said she still doesn't have. Oh, it just jumped on me.
Yeah,
she still doesn't have Sentry mode in her new Model Y. Hopefully, they get that bug fixed soon.
That's weird.
Yes.
I didn't realize it was missing.
Yes, hopefully soon. Abstract Ocean said, "Sorry, cooking pasta." What Eric said. Can I come over for dinner?
Yeah, it'd be cold by the time we got there.
It probably would be cold by the time I got there, but it still would be great. Let's actually puppy cam. Somebody said puppy cam.
Kid just moved because there's a bug landed on his back, and so he's looking around like, what's going on?
Oh, is that the fly on his neck?
Yeah, you see it?
Oh, Kid has a fly on his
I think
neck.
if Jeff Goldblum, or is that his name, was here earlier. And
God, that's funny. Anyway, puppy cam. Let's see. Where were we? Roger said it's 3:20 a.m. here. Wow. Okay, wherever you are, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. That's
that might be
crazy.
when we were talking about the UK or something, maybe.
Oh, maybe. Let's see. Car Guy said, I wonder when Tesla will make a Model 3 and Y Plaid. I honestly don't think they're ever going to go a Plaid down that road. I think performance is going to be kind of like the top little tier there, just because they don't really want to eat up Plaid S and X sales. And I think doing that will do just that and cannibalize it. Let's see. Jim said, I wish Tesla had a color selection from years ago. They had a green S and I loved it. Thoughts? I think they need to bring back the silver.
Silver, definitely. Because my first S was silver. My mom's Model 3 is one of the rare silver Model 3s. They haven't really come out with anything. And I even like the old white that they used to offer.
Oh, yeah.
They had two whites at one time.
Confession, I wasn't a fan of the plain white. But I will say the silver looks good. The green, I've seen that in some of the old S's. Looks
brown?
good.
They had the brown.
Oh, I think they called it titanium.
No, they had a real brown.
Oh, the brown. Oh, that one's real old.
Yeah, because one of our local owners here has a brown S, and his license plate is Hot Poop. And you might think, okay, that's not appropriate, but no, that's the name of a record store up in like Seattle, I think. So
yeah, on the Pacific Northwest. Let's see. Peter said, "Did you ever get your heated steering wheel to work in your Model Y?" No, I kind of abandoned that because the service center said they can sell me the wheel, but they won't be able to provision the wheel to work until an official okay or retrofit kit comes from headquarters, and it's a lot of money for that wheel to just kind of be hanging on to it. Now, if that retro kit ever comes and I still have that Model Y, I will definitely buy it and make that video for you guys, for sure. Let's see.
Someone asked, let me see where I went. Oh, Ford Guys Videos said, are you guys going to get the Rivian or the GMC Hummer EV?
Not the Hummer, because that's just, it's, in my eyes, it's too much. It's too expensive for what it is.
Way
As
too
far
big.
as the Rivian, maybe.
Yeah, we were reaching
Maybe.
out, we're reaching out on that, but we'll let you know once it comes out.
Yep. I do really like the Rivian truck. I think it looks really
Yeah.
good. And
We
I
were checking
recently tweeted a clip about the
Little, like, kitchen.
tunnel kitchen pop
Yeah,
out.
that was
I think
cool.
it looks really cool. It looks very well designed, because even I was showing you and you were like, where do you store your pots and pans? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you just wait.
Yeah, and then it
they-
had like the burner, and then
Yep.
it had
Induction.
a sink and everything. So
Yeah.
that was pretty neat.
So I am very excited for the Rivian truck. The SUV, meh, not so much. Let's see. Justin said Model S Plaid is a beast. Drove the first one that was delivered in New Jersey today. Felt like a roller coaster times 10. Yeah, it's absolutely wild. Congratulations on that, though. That's fun. Let's see.
Oh, Roger said he's in Norway, by the way. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
hey, Roger.
Hey.
Hey.
Nintendo Nate said, my mom is thinking about getting a Model 3, but worried that it'll be too sporty or bumpy. What do you guys think? If you go with like the long range, it's really not too bad. But if you go with the performance cars, they do tend to have a little bit stiffer suspension, which will make it feel a little bit more sporty or bumpy.
And also
My
the bigger
suggestion would
wheels,
be is go into a Tesla store and ask them for a test drive, because Model 3s and Ys, they do still do that with. And you can just check it out and see if it works for you.
And also try like the 18-inch wheels or the 19 instead of the
The
21.
big ones, yeah.
And then that way it should be a little bit, excuse me, 20. Like it's 18, 19, 20, right, for the 3?
Yes.
So yeah, try the 18 or 19-inch ones, and I think you'll find those would be a little smoother than the 20s.
Yep. Let's see. Cameron said, how does the wheel look and feel in person? Looks really nice. I think it's going to take some time for me to get used to the whole horn thing. That was kind of funny, but it's nice that you could cover everything up in like a quick one. I think it's just going to take some time to get used to, because it's something that none of my cars have ever had, like a haptic wheel like that.
Yeah, and if you watch the video that we put out last week, I sat in the car, I touched the yoke, I did not actually drive the car, so I don't have any experience with that, but it felt weird to me. But again, I only touched it for a few seconds, and it seemed odd, but I think that was just, it seemed wide, but I think that was just an optical illusion due to the shape of it. But
Yeah.
I think if you actually measured it, I think it's right about the same. It's in between like a Model Y steering wheel and a Model S steering wheel.
I think the issue is it's probably the same width as the middle, but you're not, normally because it's rounded, you don't have that width all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, so it just looked different.
Yep. Todd said, did you get a chance to see if the puddle lights are the same design on the refresh? Hoping I could reuse my Abstract Ocean T logo puddle lights that were discontinued. Unfortunately, the puddle lights are going to be different.
Yeah, we saw that all of the lights.
TBD on that.
Yeah.
But yes, they are all different, unfortunately.
Were they all round on the car?
Yes.
Yeah, so Tesla did change them all, so they're all new lights.
Yep. Let's see. Ruben said, is this your actual car? Or is it borrowed from Tesla? So the car in the thumbnail is a Model S Plaid. That was actually a friend brought that over and let us check it out. It was the first one delivered in Colorado.
Yeah, and
not ours yet, still waiting.
Yeah, and he basically drove it straight over. He took delivery and drove straight down to meet us and show it off to us. So we again thank Jason for bringing it by.
Yep. Let's see. Mark said the F-150 and the Cybertruck don't compete. Cybertruck is SUV market. F-150 is truck market. Hopefully that changes, though. Hopefully Cybertruck becomes a truck market truck and not an SUV market truck.
Yeah,
I could definitely see that.
With the stainless steel, it's going to be a lot more durable, and you're not going to have to worry about paint or dents nearly as much. So yeah, hopefully they'll be able to get into the truck market.
Yeah.
It definitely looks different, but it doesn't mean it's not going to work.
Yep.
Doesn't mean it will either, but I think they should give it a try.
Yeah. Let's see. Ruben asked if we ordered a Model X Plaid. So for the Model X, we actually only have a long range on order. For the Model S, we have a Plaid as well as a long range on order. And for the S, we're probably just going to take whichever one Tesla can deliver to us first. And we still want to get the X, though, for sure. I think the X is a must-do.
Yeah, and again, the X has some good like tax advantages, like
For sure.
Section 179. Look it up. You can save a lot of money on that car.
Yes.
For business purposes.
Yes. And since it is being purchased for
Business for Derek's.
Derek's business, it actually does work out really well. for us. Let's see. Abstract Ocean responded to John about the screen protector, so hopefully that clears things up for you, John.
I see Jason was asking, do you think they will chill mode Plaid test drives? Maybe. Actually,
yes, I definitely think they
was
will.
ours on chill? I don't remember if you changed it when we did the test.
It was.
It was still on chill.
Yes.
So that wasn't an official test drive at Tesla, but they do still have the chill mode, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I would pray to God they do that, because I think people are going to get in a lot of trouble and there's going to be a lot of accidents if they don't. Because a car that accelerates that fast, you have to be very aware of your surroundings. You have to be aware of what the road conditions are. If there's a lot of gravel on there, even though Tesla has some amazing stability control and everything like that, you can still do a lot of damage with a Tesla if you don't know how to drive it fully. Trust me, I've seen it happen. We saw it happen a few weeks ago. I won't get into it, but yes. Let's see. Where were you?
I see. Per Anderson, who's a long-time viewer, he says he's been driving a stick shift in Ireland, left side. Think he can manage a yoke. And I was wondering where Per. I was thinking he's from like Scandinavia, but maybe he's just on vacation in Ireland. So if so, have fun. But if he's from Ireland, I never would have guessed.
That's awesome though. Definitely you can manage a yoke. John said, don't you think you're Batman driving the new Plaid S with the yoke steering wheel? I mean, I felt so cool driving that. I'm not going to lie. You should see some of the video. I had to cut out a lot because I just can't post like a full driving video. Maybe I could. I don't know.
There's more. There's some more footage that you could probably put up later.
I felt it just felt so cool. I felt like, thank you so much to Jason if you're watching this. I really do appreciate you bringing that by. It was amazing. Let's see. So Luck said that tax hole should be closed.
Luke. It's Luke.
Luke, sorry. We've actually never taken advantage of that. I didn't take advantage of that on the last Model X because I sold it so quickly, and I basically sold it for what I paid for. So I didn't even bother.
It is a weird loophole because it's like people call it the Hummer tax.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it kind of rewards having, in the past, a really inefficient heavy vehicle. And so at least with Tesla, it's an efficient, vehicle that could be solar powered, but unfortunately it's still being used by all these other large vehicles too, which are gas guzzlers basically.
Yeah. Diego asked, how did the UI respond? It looked a lot faster and responsive, especially when you open games and Netflix and such. It was so nice. It felt just like a phone would feel. And I know for the most part, the Tesla screens operate like that, but you're correct. When you do open like Netflix and games, it tends to slow it down a bit. But this was very responsive, and I thought it was much faster. It looked great. It felt great. I love the new UI, how like everything looked, and the fact that you can move the music to the right side or the left side. Yeah. You can adjust your favorite apps. I love how they're kind of bringing back the colored icons. Yeah. Much like we saw way back in the day.
Yeah, it was several years ago. They kind of got rid of all the color and went to a more monochrome look. So it's like nice they're bringing it back. With that being said, they still have a long ways to go in the software because there's a lot of functionality that's still missing. We mentioned earlier they still don't have that active noise cancellation feature. The hardware's there, the software's not there, so it's still quiet, but they don't have that functionality. Another thing, though, is they mentioned they're going to have multiple Bluetooth devices that can be connected once. So theoretically, people watching a movie or something in the backseat will be able to listen to something with like Bluetooth headphones, and people up front can still listen to different type of media. So that doesn't work yet. You can basically toggle it back and forth, and if you're in the front, you can listen to the Netflix in the back, and you can actually, I believe, run Netflix and YouTube and stuff while you're driving. Yeah. But you're not going to be able to see it on the front monitor yet.
Yep.
And again, that's not going to happen until you get like full self driving.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody said greetings from Holland. People all around the world watching. Thank you so much. Somebody said, shouldn't the master plan dictate a Model 2 sooner than later? Yes, but the nice thing with like S and X and even 3 and Y, they have a bit more of a margin there. So they're able to fund all their research and all their design to be able to produce a mass-produced car. Not saying 3 and Y and even S and X aren't mass-produced, but I think like the 2 is going to be even more mass-produced. So you need to make sure you have economies of scale and everything kind of lined up, ready to go, so that you can keep your costs down enough to still be able to run, but have everything designed.
Can we have a puppy cam?
Oh,
update?
we need a puppy cam?
They have switched positions, so now, it's a little out of focus there, but now Kit is closer to the camera and Layden here in the rear.
Kit's licking $100 bill.
Oh, yeah, money. Speaking of which, we got another super chat from John. Thank you. Oh, wait.
Oh, it didn't show up on my screen.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there it is. John, thank you for another $5 super chat. Said, I wonder if the Model Y, if the hardware is there for a hotspot. So that's kind of what I was thinking with the new Model S and X, is maybe they could put in like a hotspot. I don't think I would necessarily use that for passengers, but I mean like any kind of like aftermarket dash cam might be kind of nice to be hooked into that so you could see it remotely. It's not a bad idea though. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, there's the notification right now.
Just a little late.
Sorry, it's a little late, but yeah, not a bad idea for sure. Let's see. Jason said a suicide knob would make turns a lot easier in the yoke. Is that what people attach to the like a round steering wheel and they can just
back in like the 70s or something like that?
It's like on tractors a lot still and stuff too. I think.
And I saw somebody mention that they said you were talking earlier about the Sentry mode. We were saying Sentry mode is there, dash cam's there, but the dash cam viewer is not anywhere in the new firmware. It seems like they left it out. But we turned Sentry mode on and off. But yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Also, I guess Chris was saying that they thought that Sentry mode, they would like to see Sentry mode go off when a thief was in there.
I mean, it kind of did with you, but you weren't a thief.
I was not a thief, but I was sitting in the car once, and we were at IKEA, and Eric like went to open the trunk at the same time I did something, and it set off the alarm, and that was
so loud. It was in a parking garage.
It was deafening, and I mean, I was, for a couple seconds, it was like, it was not fun. So yeah, I could definitely see that being startling to a thief.
Yeah. Love said, which is better, Model S or X? I mean, it really depends what works for you. If you're talking which is sexier, I would say S. If you're talking which is a little bit more comfortable and has more room, I would say the X.
Which one can tow the most? That's going to be the X.
Yeah.
If you need a tow, it's going to be the Y or the X.
Yeah.
At the time. However, there is a little cutout at the back of the Model S where it looks like they could be planning a tow hitch. Hopefully that makes it to the U.S. market. We don't know. It'll probably definitely be offered in the European market, but it'd be nice if they offered that in the U.S.
Yeah. Let's see. Amy said, do you think they will bring the new UI to the newer cars? I'm hopeful they will, but I definitely think it might be a few months away. I know some people in chat earlier were saying that we might be able to see V9 like later this week. I think they're going to wait until they deliver more Model S's and X's before they kind of roll that out fleet-wide.
I really hope we see it because you know what? We're halfway through 2021 already, and there's hardly been any software updates.
It's been very slim.
It's just been bug fixes and a couple like winter driving improvements. But in the past, we've had Teslas for 5 years. We're used to getting like updates like every 3 weeks or 4 weeks with something new. And this has been a really quiet 6 months. And it looks like they're focused on trying to get the software going, you know, the new V11. And so hopefully we'll be seeing that on all vehicles soon.
Yeah. Chris said, I took a look at the vlogging camera you guys use, and it seems awesome based on what I've been seeing in you guys' videos. Thank you. Yeah, I recently, last year, upgraded to some A7S3s with some G Master lenses. But sometimes the autofocus is too good, and it focuses on my hand and not the screen.
Yeah, we noticed that.
So hopefully I can do a more in-depth screen review soon for you guys. I do apologize for that. Unfortunately, we only had limited time with the car. Normally, if I saw that, I would just go refilm that part. But I wanted to get the video up and at least kind of give you guys some first impressions. So we did what we did. Nintendo Nate said, do we know about 5G anytime soon? I haven't heard about that. I don't even think there was really anything in the... Because like ours will say like 4G. I don't think there was anything.
Or it says LTE or what? Yeah, it says LTE instead of 3G.
I don't think there was anything in there.
I think it still said LTE.
Oh, did it? Okay.
I remember looking at the icons up at the top, and I can because when we were looking around for the viewer, and it had LTE there still.
Yeah.
But you'd think they would be coming out, with 5G soon, because we've had 5G phones for a year and a half already.
Oh yeah. Diego said, how are you liking the swivel screen on the Model Y? Looked cool. I absolutely love it. And it's great because most of the time it's just me driving. I can have the screen aimed at me because nobody else needs to see it. But like when we're at somewhere, I can move it to kind of like be straight, like normal, so that David can see it, I can see it.
But it's
or
nice.
if we're ever somewhere where you want to just look at it, you can tilt it all the way to you.
It's nice because it does feel very sturdy. It's not loose or something.
No.
Or it doesn't swing back and forth. You know, it doesn't jiggle around or bounce around. It's nice and sturdy.
Yeah, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the video on that, check it out. Is just a few videos ago, and is a new product offering from Abstract Ocean, which I believe just came back in stock. So get them while they're hot.
And it includes the necessary hardware and everything.
Yeah, everything. Absolutely love it. We actually might be doing one on your mother's car.
She expressed interest. We need to like show it to her. We told her about it. I don't know if she's actually sat in the Y, but
Yeah.
we should show it to her in the Y. But she expressed some interest in adding it to her 3, so we might be doing that.
Yep. Let's see. Ivan said, recommendation, buy or lease a Model 3. Again, I've never leased a car, so I'm probably not the greatest person to talk to about that. I've never liked leases because you're confined to mileage. Everybody I've known with a lease, when they returned it, they got dinged for the stupidest crap. I prefer just to buy it, and with everything we bought, eventually we've resold or traded in.
Most of them,
We've never
yeah.
had any issues.
Yeah, because we bought 12
so,
Teslas
yeah.
over the years, and we're down to 3. So those other 9 cars were sold or traded back in, but yeah, none of them were leased. And again, if you're with a lease, you either have to keep it for that period, or you have to like swap a lease or something like that.
And that's a little
there's all
harder
those
to
fees.
do.
And I think we just prefer the buying because we can sell it at any time, and we don't have to worry about mileage.
Yep. Abstract Ocean said dinner's ready. Have a good evening. You as well. I'll probably talk to you guys this week. But yeah, huge thanks to Abstract Ocean. Let's see. Someone said I'm still waiting for Battery Day to order a Plaid.
Another.
Not a bad idea.
Oh,
What?
Since Battery Day, or because Battery Day was like last September. I guess I don't see that one.
Oh, I guess I was thinking. What's the new thing coming that they're gonna do? There's some new day that they were supposed to do.
I don't know. I haven't heard that. What is it?
Oh, I don't remember. Maybe I'm misremembering something. I don't know.
Because Battery Day was September 2020.
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking of a new day. Huh? What do you think? Chris said, "What do you think will win, EQS or Plaid Model S?" Plaid
I'll say
Model S.
Plaid Model S.
No
question.
Luke it's Luke, right?
Luke, yeah. Luke.
It said Green showed that they tested 5G modules a while back. Interesting. I
thought
saw
it
he
would-
just posted back on
yeah.
Twitter today that
I
he's
read
back,
some
so I'm
stuff.
very excited about that.
Yeah.
Sweet. I wonder if could they have the 5G
AI Day.
in
AI Day is what they're saying.
what?
AI Day.
Oh, AI Day. That's what
Yeah,
I was thinking
okay.
of. Okay. Could they potentially have the 5G modules in the new S's and X's, and right now
suppose.
they're just running LTE?
It could be a software issue because just like our 5G phones can do LTE.
Exactly.
And then when we first got them, all they said was LTE, but then months later we started seeing 5G. So yeah, it could be just a software thing.
That
I don't
would
know what
be
hardware's
amazing.
in there. So
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe
Another
Green
reason
can-
we need our car so we can take it
Yeah,
apart.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chris said, wonder what the next refresh will happen to 3 and Y. They don't have auto shift, immersion sound, yoke steering wheel, similar to UI, and haptic buttons. I don't know for rear display and instrument panel. I honestly think they're going to kind of leave Model 3 and Y for a little while. And kind of focus on like Cybertruck and everything.
Yeah.
Because they also don't want to do too much to 3 and Y, because then why will people buy the more expensive S and X if
Yep.
the same thing's in that? And that's what they kind of had for the last couple of years is 3 and Y were getting all this cool stuff and S and X were kind of pushed to the wayside.
Yeah.
They don't want to ruin that market, especially after they spent all this money redesigning.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be a couple of years before we see any like major stuff on the 3.
Yeah.
Let's
see.
Elon's brain asked if we're coming to the Tesla takeover in California. We are not, because will be. I believe that's the same week that we will be on
Yes.
another road trip.
Yes.
So
Would have loved to, though. I got several invites from people. It would have been amazing, but unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to make that this year. Let's see. Pierre said Sony has eye focus detection. Maybe something to test. Oh, yeah, definitely. We'll do that. Diego said, does the swivel lock when you put it in the center? I think
it just
kinda,
stays in place. It
yeah.
doesn't like there's not like an indent or whatever.
Yeah,
Or detent.
it's not necessarily like you can move it to wherever you want, and it's gonna stay
stays
there,
there.
until you move it again. It's not like super loose or anything.
Yeah.
So like you can launch your car, everything, and it's
doesn't
not
move.
gonna like
Yeah.
move. But the nice thing is you can put it at whatever angle you feel like you want. Nintendo said yes, 5G would be so great. Does Tesla get their data from AT&T?
Yes, AT&T.
Is it AT&T?
At
Okay.
least in the United States, yes.
Okay.
I mean, there's different carriers all over the world, but yeah, for the United States, it's AT&T.
Yeah. Jay said ordered a Cybertruck tri-motor May 1st, 2021. I know it's a little too late. What do you think about delivery time with Elon time applied?
It's going to be a while.
It's going to be a while.
Because there are
I think there's
so
like a
many-
million people ahead
I mean,
of you.
you might get lucky, and maybe if you're in the right place at the right time, you might get one delivered. But since they're not, as far as we know, they're not going to have like multiple colors and stuff like that. So that's one thing I think that's delaying our order currently is that we ordered white, and they're not producing a lot of whites. But with Cybertruck, if they're all the same color, then you can't say that that's going to move you to the front or the rear of the line. But I think if you just recently ordered, you're probably going to be waiting a while, unfortunately.
Yeah. Aaron said, when do you think we'll hear more about Model X and deliveries for Model X? Maybe next month.
Hopefully, yeah. Because like probably I'd say by the end of July, because they'll probably have a call. They'll have a call last week of July or so, discussing second quarter results, and they'll probably say Model X is currently in production and starts delivery in 2 weeks. So.
Yeah. Michael said he's trading in his 2014 60 kilowatt AP1 for a VW ID4 tomorrow, just to hold me off until my Cybertruck.
Oh wow.
Whenever that comes.
That'll be a nice upgrade.
Definitely like tweet me how you feel about it. I think I've talked to you before, Michael. Definitely let me know your impressions on that and some pictures. I'd love to hear about it. Let's see.
Peter is asking, can you disengage the acceleration, deceleration, cruise control on the Model Y without tapping the brakes? Yeah, you just push the stalk up, right?
Up, yeah.
Yeah, you just push it up and don't hold it up.
Yeah.
But if you're driving, it's not going to put it in reverse or whatever, or neutral. But basically, that will disable or turn off the autopilot or tag.
Yep. Let's see. Brian said, how can we easily tell if Model Y has the new 82 kilowatt hour battery packs? One, Tesla says we have it. Two, on my Model Y, I actually got the key card, and on there it listed out a few of the options, one of which physically said 75 kilowatt hour battery. So if someone has those stickers, that would easily tell too.
But hopefully with Scan My Tesla and one of those, the necessary hardware, you would be able to plug that in, and assuming that it's reading the values correctly, you'd be able to see that.
That's, I guess, what I saw called in the question on on Twitter, is a lot of like the Tesla hackers and everything were calling into question
the accuracy
of how they're reading Tesla's data, because the issue is it's getting passed through different hands, and sometimes we know this a lot from our Tesla inventory website. Tesla changes stuff all the time. And not everything is consistent.
And it breaks stuff. It would break stuff all the time. When back in 2016, 2017, they kept changing. It was like a new web team took over or something. And if it wasn't, it's like the guy decided to totally do stuff differently. So, you don't know.
It's interesting how they do it, and we experienced it firsthand. So I do kind of see where some of these, like, I don't know, like, is Tesla hacker? I'm not like derogatory or anything, but like that's kind of, I think, where they're coming from, and I agree with them there. Let's see. John said, do you think Tesla would let me switch my default battery to a lithium 12 volt?
I don't think they're going to do that on any existing cars. Or if they do, they're going to make a big deal and they'll announce it. Because if that's going to be like a cost savings for them, or I think it's going to allow the battery to last a lot longer. Because some cars, I mean, my S100D is still on the original battery after over 4 years, but some people are reporting their 12-volt battery lasted less than a year. So I think by switching to this new 12-volt lithium ion, they're expecting it to maybe be cheaper because they can produce those cells themselves, but also last longer and have less maintenance, less service visits.
Yeah. Speaking of, somebody said the new Tesla 12-volt battery swap requires a computer reset, so a self-swap might be going away.
Uh-oh.
But, I mean, if they improved it, maybe you won't need to swap
maybe it lasts for 10 years. And
in which case, it's like, meh. So, yeah.
There are some after-party, or
third party
lithium-ion things, but I have heard that Tesla sometimes, if they see that installed in your car, they will refuse to touch your car and be like, that is not stock. If you have any electrical problem, we don't know if the battery is causing it or not. And so they were actually making people switch back to a regular 12-volt before they would even look at it. And so I wouldn't be swapping around my batteries yet. I would wait to see if Tesla does offer that, but I don't think they're going to offer it on older vehicles. Probably just newer ones going forward.
Definitely. Somebody asked any info on FSD subscription. No.
That's weird.
That's a good point because I mean we've been talking about it a lot lately.
Next month, definitely, right?
Yeah,
Next
sure.
month.
Next
and
month.
And we're really interested in finding out about that subscription because we have multiple cars on order which have full self-driving as part of that order, and that's a $10,000 purchase. And if we find out that there's a subscription available, we would probably switch over to a subscription. And while we hate subscriptions, we don't typically keep these cars long enough to make them, we won't get $10,000 out of it. So if we have to pay a couple $100 a month for that, we'd save money in the short term.
Yeah. Let's see. A bunch of people said 2 more weeks.
2 weeks. 2
Yeah.
weeks. Like it's like the free beer tomorrow. It's like full self-driving 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. It's always free beer tomorrow.
Or full self-driving subscription, sorry.
We should clarify. NA said, Derek, do you know anything about AQI reading on the new Model S and X?
I think you meant API, or no, AQ's on the other side. So maybe
Yeah.
not.
It used to be there back in January on the order page on one of the center screen photos.
AQI. Oh, air quality index. Yes.
Oh, okay, yes.
So basically,
Sorry,
back
I was
when-
thinking something
Yeah,
along
yeah,
like
yeah.
API.
Yeah. So
Okay.
AQI, we did see that air quality index if you go to the Tesla website. I think it's still there. At least it was the last I looked, and we saw that. That's something, especially like China, where the air quality can be really bad, and that was supposed to be something that was, like it did have an active air quality, sensor in there, so it would be able to pass that information
I'm
on.
not seeing it
So
on
did they-
this photo anymore.
We'll have to go back. We'll have to look for that, and maybe I'll have an answer for that next week. But I can remember seeing that. It was like right by the temperature. It had like an AQI number.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that.
And
on
even in
that.
California these days, with like the fires they've had last year and other places, it would be useful to have it in the United States now as well. Hopefully, we'd have good numbers, but it would be nice to know how bad it is on some days.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it listed right there, but no, that is a good point. I totally kind of forgot about that. Thank you for bringing that up. I'll have to check it out. Let's see. The Steel Curtain said, clarifying question. Did David just say that his Model X is still on the original battery 4 years?
Model S, yes.
Yeah, Model S.
S100D, yes.
Yes.
It's got about 50,000 miles on the car and still on the original 12 volt. And we have another S75D. It's still on the original battery as well, but it's like 3.5 years old.
70,000 miles.
70,000 miles on that.
Yep. Mando X Game said, would be nice if Tesla offered in the parts catalog to add a steering yoke for 3 on the Y. Yeah, I mean, maybe that would eventually come, but I don't know. I think they're going to keep it for exclusive for 3 and the Y, the S and the X for a while. Just because that is kind of like the new thing. And Elon has always said S and X will always be getting like the new tech first. So it's really nice to see this refresh is happening. And here
What's
we are.
interesting, though, is when we saw the test mules, a lot of them did have a round steering wheel. And also in the parts catalog, it mentioned the yoke, but it had a picture of a round steering wheel. So somebody need to update that parts catalog.
Yeah, for sure. Brian said, I have a 2012 original battery, 116,000 miles.
Wow, that's nice.
So, yeah, that's
I know
really
that,
good.
unlike my previous car before Tesla, I had a Honda. The first battery lasted like 6 or 7 years, and then I got an aftermarket one. It lasted like 3 years, and the next one lasted 2. So it just depends.
For
It
sure.
probably depends on the environment too. Like if you have a lot of deep freezes and cold weather, but we get some pretty cold temperatures here in Colorado. So I guess I've been lucky that it's lasted 4 years.
Yeah. Nintendo Nate said, does the back seat fold all the way down with the center console being able to charge? That would be fun to test.
I
Put
don't
a
think-
phone in there.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we didn't test that, but
I mean, that's an interesting thought.
yeah, I don't know how you get to it, but I guess that's a good thing to test.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
we
the
did not
nice
think
thing
of
though
that.
is if you fold it flat and you I want to leave a phone charging in the car or something for a few, you could do that, and no one's ever gonna see the phone there.
Yeah, but
It's
there was
actually-
USB 2 though. Excuse me, USB-C.
Yes.
But I meant USB 2 is in TOO, so you can still plug in your phone if those Qi chargers did not work.
Yep. But yeah, that's a good question. I honestly don't know about that.
We'll have to try that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're caught up on questions. I don't know how that happened. That's kind of nice. But we just hit the 2-hour mark, so I think we'll probably go ahead and call it there. We have some restless puppies here that are still out of focus.
I know they're pretty much. They don't have any energy because they haven't had their dinner yet.
Yeah.
They're so hungry.
Are you guys hungry?
for foods? Yeah.
Oh
see?
my god, did you see that? Both of them. Are you hungry for foods?
Yeah.
The foods? Go eat dinner?
go neat. It's
So we're
upstairs.
probably going to go ahead and call it there. But thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. It was great to be back. It's been like 2 weeks since we've had a live stream, so we were definitely due for one.
Yeah.
Really appreciate all you guys hanging out. Thank you so much for these super chats. Again, not necessary, but really do appreciate you guys on that. And I guess we'll go ahead and kind of close it from there. If you haven't heard of our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean, definitely check them out. All linked down below. Using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off of your first purchase. So many fun accessories for Model SX3 and Y, and some new ones coming for Model S and X refresh. So stay tuned. But yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and end it there. We'll see you guys with some videos this week and then live stream next week. Bye.